and veggies, fresh, canned, dried, 100% juice, and of course, frozen. Learn more at fruitsandveggiesmorematters.org.
A message from Produce for Better Health Foundation.
You are a business owner.
I am a business owner.
You want to grow.
That's true. I do want to grow my business.
But you need help.
Especially with how I'm going to grow my business.
So you call U.S. Bank.
Good idea. They'll know how.
Our custom solutions give you what you need to expand.
That's just what I need to expand.
Add a production line.
Wow. Can you believe that production line?
Give you operating capital.
Can't operate without operating capital.
And help your business grow even more.
I think I'm going to need a bigger office.
With a business banker there by your side every step of the way.
Maybe I should start another business.
Visit your local U.S. Bank branch or usbank.com/quickloan today. U.S. Bank, the power of possible. Equal housing lender. Credit products offered by U.S. Bank National Association and are subject to normal credit approval and program guidelines. See your banker for details. Deposit products offered by U.S. Bank National Association, member FDIC.
The Bloomberg Market Report, sponsored by Pacific Continental Bank, serving your business and community in Eugene for over 40 years.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Stock index futures are edging higher this morning ahead of a report on U.S. manufacturing. Fed President John Williams in the San Francisco Fed Bank delivers a speech in Los Angeles today. Baker Hughes says it plans to buy back $1.5 billion worth of shares and save $500 million annually by simplifying its organization. This comes a day after the company and fellow oil services provider Halliburton called off their $28 billion merger. That merger had faced stiff resistance from regulators in the U.S. and Europe over antitrust concerns. Gannett says it will urge shareholders of Tribune Publishing to withhold their votes for 8 nominees to Tribune's board, escalating its takeover fight in a quest to gain bigger regional papers like the L.A. Times and the Chicago Tribune. The publisher of USA Today last week offered $12.25 in cash per Tribune share, a 63% premium to Tribune's closing price on April 22nd. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
You know, we talk about the inventory, we talk about the actual things that you sleep on at Sleep Train. I think one thing that I was very impressed with was the people that worked there. And I'm talking about the people that I dealt with in the store, but also the people that delivered the mattress. You can tell that they, kind of hold themselves to a higher standard. Like they care. I always hear about ownership mentality. Like, does the person that you're talking to, even though they don't own it, do they feel like they have stake in the company? And I feel like the folks at Sleep Train do. It was Sleep Country then, but the same flag can be hoisted up there as far as quality control, as far as customer service. They're going the extra mile. And now with the mattress price wars that's going on right now, not only are they going to make you happy with how they treat you, but you're also going to get a pretty good deal or two going on right now.
That's right, because it's mattress price wars. It's the battle that saves you money. So my suggestion, get in there and save money. That's what it's all about. Sleep Train, where are you going to find them? Funny you should ask that. Albany, Corvallis, Eugene, and Springfield. And when you go in, say, Bill and Rob from the WakeUp Call sent me in for a complimentary mint. Well, maybe you don't know.
Now,
Ladies and gentlemen,
the Wake-Up Call with Holloway in London on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
So far, Don Parker. Oh, wow. Okay. We only got one
Don's is
one
nice.
photographer with the gallery, but it is pretty. By the way, if you are new to the show or don't know what we're talking about, we've got everybody from Kathy Hardy to Bill Harsey, Don Parker. We've got a crew that sends us very pretty photos of the sunrise. For those of us that maybe have unobstructed view or can't quite see it full on, we get to live through their lens. So right now, Don Parker, thumbs up. Did I tell you it was pretty? It was pretty. Going to be throughout the day, a part of your day. Warmer temperatures, 81. Was it, what was it like in Philomath yesterday?
I don't know. I didn't spend the day there.
Oh, okay.
I was over on the coast. where it was beautiful, about 75 degrees.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
What'd you have for lunch?
Tuna. Albacore.
From?
Crab. I always go to Crab. It's actually, I think it's called the South Newport Fish Market, but it just has a giant sign out front that just says Crab. So I always just call it Crab.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And they do have crab.
And probably should change your name.
No.
Or change their sign.
As many people who was there yesterday, really? No, they don't need any.
Packed?
They were packed. But yeah, fresh tuna, can't beat it.
Ooh.
Fresh albacore. Oh.
A recommendation from Bill today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I recommend them always.
Let's do this.
Oh, we're going to do something.
And try to hook somebody up with some tickets. So we need two contestants. And these are tickets for the 2016 International Champions Cup.
Oh, nice.
At Autzen Stadium. Our first, I'm pretty sure this is the first pair, right? We haven't given any tickets away.
No.
What are you looking for?
I was just looking for my notepad that was over here.
We need two contestants. 541-45-KPNW, 888-KPNW, 888. So here's the deal. If you have been listening to the show, we're going to be quizzing you on Know the Show items, okay? So if you are just scanning the dial, maybe, you might be. So far, the interest in the football. I mean, this thing is going to be.
It's soccer.
56,000 people at Autzen Stadium coming up in late July. And okay, maybe soccer isn't your thing. Go check it out for free.
What are tickets running for this thing anyway?
I have no idea.
Oh,
because they got these are the comp giveaways.
You get the comp tickets.
We might be looking for one contestant. 541-45-KP. Maybe it's too early. Maybe the soccer fans don't wake up until after 7. Maybe we should wait. We might not have a choice. We might be waiting. KPNW, good morning.
Morning.
So obviously not a huge soccer fan if you have to be cajoled into calling.
Oh, I'm game for soccer. I have never seen a match before, but why not?
Okay.
Never seen a match before. Never, ever. Yeah, well, whatever they call it. That's right. We see, because we're Americans, we don't know about this soccer of which Rob speaks.
Could not all be all that horrible because it's being held at Autzen, so...
That's a good way to look at it, I guess.
It couldn't be all that horrible. They're doing it at Autzen. I like you.
And it's a short drive, so if you
It never rains at Autzen.
Oh, good. Okay.
Good point.
All right, let's give you a couple of questions.
What kind of shirt are you wearing?
Where does an honor flag travel to?
I'm not wearing a shirt.
Okay, I didn't need to picture that.
I'm wearing the...
Are you wearing your moo-moo today?
No, I'm wearing the fur coat that God bestowed me with.
Okay, I didn't have...
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be over here, Rob.
Where does an honor flight travel to?
D.C.
We'll take it. Question number 2. Who sponsors the live wake-up call news each and every day? Who sponsors the live big sponsor?
Winnebeer.
What?
Winnebeer?
All right, so you got to get this one correct. All right? Sitting in the studio, it would be very difficult not to get the hankering to drink a what?
Cerveza.
Well, can you be more specific?
Brew. Beer.
Even more specific.
Give us a brand.
Windermere.
It's up to you.
Would you repeat your answer?
My name?
No, repeat the
All right,
answer.
we'll give it to you. All right, Windermere is actually a real estate company. We were looking for Widmer.
Widmer.
Yeah.
Okay, my mistake. It's Monday. It's before 7. Give me a break.
Yeah, you're down.
Are you going to use these tickets? Because if I find out that these tickets, there's no one sitting in these seats, I'm going to come kick you in the shin.
I've got enough problems with my shins. I don't need your help.
Well, are you going to use the tickets? Or are you think you'd pass?
Where's the cricket sound effects when you need them?
Okay, hang on 1 second. Wow.
Where the crickets, please?
This is like two.
Where are the crickets?
Maybe it's Monday. Wow.
It's because you're wearing a Manchester United shirt on a Monday.
What does that have to do with anything?
It just does.
Okay.
You've jinxed us. I
All
like
right.
the shirt, though. That is a cool shirt.
We'll
Did you buy that in England when you were there, or did somebody just send it to you, or did you get it offline, or win it at a beer thing?
All of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did it come from? Because I actually like it.
I got it at a local store.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it's topical. It's as topical as anything that has happened in the last
so
7
far.
minutes.
We'll see about Professor Alan Sachs's affinity for football or soccer coming from Texas. He's coming up next. Stand by. It's 11:20 KPNW.
Get set to save now at Mid-Valley Tractor, your local Kubota dealer. Take command of your lawn care needs with a new Kubota Commander zero-turn mower. Get commercial-grade performance and a full 4-year factory warranty at a price you can afford. Now during the Get Set to Save sales event, get a special introductory price of $38.99 and 0 down and 0% financing for 36 months. Now through June 30, 2016. Call toll-free 1-800-794-4992 for details about cost and terms. Great prices, great products from people you can trust. Mid-Valley Tractor on Highway 99.
Hi, Jerry, Shop Talk.
Hey, in your tool department, why does Jerry's carry so many brands of cordless tools?
Good question. Let's drill down.
Okay.
It's all about selection. We carry a huge range of cordless tools in both do-it-yourself and professional grade.
Cool.
So you can carry just what you need at guaranteed low prices.
Well, that hits the right chord with me.
Great.
I need a cordless hammer.
Okay. Well, we have cordless nails here, too.
I got plenty of those.
The Heroes are coming this summer to historic Hayward Field for Tracktown 16 and the 2016 United States Olympic Team Trials in Track and Field. For the third consecutive time, America's heroes in track and field will compete for coveted spots on the world's greatest outdoor track and field Olympic team. Join us and watch and wonder as your heroes run, jump, and throw to the top steps of the podium. July 1st through the 10th. Single-day tickets on sale now at tracktown16.com.
Sponsored by T-Mobile. Switch to the Un-carrier today. T-Mobile. Jim Olson with Olson's Auto Glass.
I'm the third generation to run the business. Started in 1938 by my grandfather, E. Olson. What defines us, separates us, is I think the quality of our work. We strive for excellence in every car we do. We try to use the best quality products available. Cars, trucks, SUVs, all that sort of thing. We can do the glass in all of them. That's our main focus, is auto glass and safety of the vehicle. Our website is olsonsautoglass.com. Our address is 2041 West 7th Avenue. Phone number is 541-342-7773.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
On Tuesday, we can expect 30% chance of showers with thunderstorms also possible after 2 in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies with a high near 71. And we have west winds at 7 miles per hour. I'm Sarah Madison with your First Alert weather.
Mom calls us her VIPs. She says it stands for very important passengers. So when my little bro and I ride in the car, we always ride in the back seat. Simon gets a special booster seat because he's still kind of short. And I'm right there next to him. Mom says it's because it's not safe up front till I'm 13 years old. She heard that if we got in a crash, I'm safer in the back seat by a whole 37%. That's her reason. But I like to pretend I'm a huge humongous rock star on my way to perform at a big concert. But instead of a minivan, I'm in a limo. And tons of fans are waiting for me, so I have to get there safely. There's a red carpet and... Oh, Haley and Madison are my backup dancers. Mom even got me these rad sunglasses. Hey, a girl's got a dream, right? So parents, be like my mom and keep your kids safe in the back seat until they're 13. And buckle up, it's the way to go. A message from me and ODOT.
Last year, over 15,000 children in Lane County spent at least one night in foster care. CASA of Lane County provides a powerful voice for these children by training community members to advocate on their behalf in court. These court-appointed special advocates serve as the eyes and ears of the judge to facilitate the child's movement through the foster care system into safe and permanent homes as quickly as possible. If you are interested in becoming a CASA, please call 541-984-3132 or visit casa-lane.org.
Okay, ready?
Holloway in London.
Okay.
And the Wake Up Call.
I've got good news.
News Radio 1120, KPNW.
All right, we've done a cleansing. We've done a purifying cleanse, so we are rebooting. And Alan Sachs is always good to help in that process. Just kind of do a show reboot. By the way, sunny today and a little bit of cloud cover. And if you don't like the warm, tomorrow will be more conducive to your liking. Not even reach 70. 68 degrees. Rain coming in pretty heavy on Wednesday. So, yeah, we could still use some wet. Shaping up just in time for the weekend. 55 degrees currently at 1120 KPNW.
I wonder if it's going to be, we're going to have a bunch of humidity today. You look at those clouds where they roll in late in the afternoon. Sometimes it just gets stuffy and muggy and uncomfortable. But anyway, hopefully it's going to be a glorious day for everybody. It's a great day over on the coast, 75 in Newport, Waldport, Depot Bay, which was, I like to go to Depot Bay. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Ainsley's. Okay, so Ainsley's has been there since I think the early 40s, and they're the ones that have the best caramel corn. So you go to Ainsley's, you get the small bag of caramel corn. Then you go over to the seawall and sit on the seawall and enjoy your caramel corn, which I did, and you look for whales. So there's actually, and I have yet to see them, supposedly there is a pod that occasionally just hangs out there in the kelp beds in Depot Bay, and occasionally you can see them. I have yet to have that happen, but I have talked to a number of people who have seen it, and supposedly it's pretty spectacular, as one would expect. If you've ever seen a whale up close, the one thing I will say is, first off, when they break, it's like, wow, they really are huge. And then you realize something else. They have the worst breath in the world. Oh, whales? Oh, it's I don't even know how to describe it. Well, consider what they've been eating, Rob. Consider what they've been eating. They've been enjoying krill and other weird things.
And they're not flossing probably too much.
Well, no, not at all. Is the prof there? Oh, look who's here. Anyway, I don't know that we've still blown the stink of the first thing of Monday off yet, Rob. I really don't. Alan Sachs joining us on the Wake Up Call. You know him. He's from the University of Texas at Arlington. He's a political science professor. He's the unofficial political scientist for the state of Texas. Did I get that right this time?
Took that joint inquiry and those 20
apparently not,
and followed through on the investigation, and they came out with a very
So when they say Professor Alan Sachs is on the line, what they mean is
eventually he'll be with you.
Officials individually had provided financial support.
What did you do this weekend anyway?
Working out a garden.
Oh, nice.
And I flipped about anywhere between 500, between 300 and 500. It wasn't the marathon quantity. It was the 5K.
Did you get to meet the guy that ran the 100 marathons? This was his 100th marathon.
No.
I think he's in his 70s.
I was knee-deep in batter at that point.
Ah, too bad.
But I saluted him.
Yeah, salute to that guy. Anybody in their 70s that's had triple bypass and they're running a marathon, has my vote for studliness, most definitely. So what we were going to talk about with Prof. Sachs, it has to do with, is he now here? We'll see. All right, so it's take two. I'm not, it's considering how the rest of the morning has gone, I'm not even expecting you to be there, Alan.
I'm here.
Oh, well, bonus.
I'm holding on.
All right. Anyway, so the unofficial political scientist for the state of Texas. Did I get that right this time?
I'm the official unofficial.
Official
political,
unofficial.
I'm the official
political.
unofficial political
And
scientist.
that is by legislative decree, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I have the certificate.
Wow. I wonder how much it costs to actually do that.
About $20.
Oh.
It was nothing. They gave it to me at a major Republican event, and I had my photo taken with some legislators, all official. But it's probably the strangest resolution ever given by the Texas legislature.
Well, you're worth it.
No, I don't. I took it home and showed it to my wife, and she said, "What?" That was her response.
What?
What
Wow.
is this? That's right. I wanted to impress her, and she said, "What?"
Good for her. Well, at least she's honest. You know. At least she's not gonna BS you.
That's right. Boy, I know that forever. That's right.
All right.
I'll ask her sometime, "How did I do at this event?" And she'll say, "It really wasn't your best, and you talked a little bit too long. And I want to drive my car through the garage door." It's terrible.
Good. All right. Well, we now know that you have the typical marital problems of everybody else in this room right now.
She's brutally honest.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So has Trump changed his tune at all? Because everybody is talking about, well, you know, particularly with the foreign policy speech that he gave last week, people are saying, all right, now he's shifting into Donald Trump presidential mode. Do you think he is or not?
No, it doesn't look like it. He's been going around Indiana, and yesterday there's a very, very important primary in Indiana. It looks like Donald Trump's going to win. If he does, it's effectively over as far as the Republican nomination is concerned, although the bitterness still lingers and will linger for a long time. But he also, over the weekend, did not take away the fact that he said that if it wasn't for Hillary Clinton being a woman, she wouldn't even be in the race now. They asked him if he wanted to take it back. He said it over again, even in stronger language. So Donald Trump is Donald Trump, and he's not going to be remade. But I've always argued it's something like a professional wrestler. I may have discussed that with you at an earlier time. He's using the script from professional wrestling. He gives everybody names. He goes around at the crowds, take them out, and all of that stuff. But when he gets out of the ring, a professional wrestler is a different person. I'm hoping that that's who Donald Trump will be. He's roused the crowds. He got them on their feet. But now he's really reached a different place in his political career. And he has to understand he's may become President of the United States, or he's in reach of that White House chair. And he has to understand that. He has to talk to himself and get out of the ring and act a little bit different. Tone down his remarks just a little bit. Let Donald be Donald, but tone it down a little bit. Who knows whether that'll work.
Well, but that's not who people are voting for.
That's right. That's a good point. We know that when we took Michael Dukakis, some people might remember him, the Democratic nominee, and they put him in a tank trying to make him look more macho. And that's about trying to make me look more macho. If you know what I look like,
yeah.
It didn't work. It backfired.
Actually, if they wanted to do something that would make him look more appealing to voters, they should have done something about his monobrow.
That is true.
Remember, he had like this huge eyebrow.
That's true, and it didn't work. And it was not sort of iconish, you know, that this would be his icon that he would use. It just did not look good. But isn't it interesting? We respond to people on how they look, on how they sound, and that happens a lot. Carly Fiorina, I'm amazed why she didn't catch on better. And a lot of people say, well, she wasn't warm enough. And you look at Hillary Clinton and you say, is she warm? You know, she doesn't exude warmth and charm either. But yet I understand the organization that the Clintons and the Democratic Party have in place in all the states. And the Republicans have to understand that if they're going to have any chance of defeating her in the fall.
All right. Well, Professor Sachs, we appreciate you joining us. Have a great rest of your day.
These are interesting times.
Yeah, they are. They're fascinating.
That's right.
At the very least. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, sir.
You take care. He's going to do what he's going to do. Why? I mean, it's been successful for him up to this point. Why should he change? I mean, that's, I'm sure, what he's saying and what he's thinking. Hey, it's worked up to now. Why change? I will say that assuming that he is the nominee and assuming that Hillary is the nominee, although Sanders was saying over the weekend that he believes it's going to be a brokered convention, assuming that Hillary is the candidate, it is going to make for a very interesting general election. I mean, in terms of, if you're just looking for nothing more than entertainment factor, grab the popcorn, grab yourself a soft drink or something a little bit harder. I think there's some that will go for the harder, and watch the fireworks, the sparks, and the fun, because it will be interesting. 652 News Radio, 1120 KPNW.
Our family is outdoors all the time.
We don't sit still very often.
We live in the country.
We're always running to basketball, soccer, games, and practices.
Anything we can do to reduce surprises helps us get through a day.
We want to do what we love, worry-free, and that's where FireMed comes in.
Being FireMed members gave us one less thing to worry about.
So being FireMed members has always made sense to us.
Having FireMed adds a little peace of mind and provides balance to our limited budget.
We FireMed for life on the farm.
We FireMed for family.
We FireMed for financial stability.
We FireMed for anything life brings.
Did you know that for just $65, FireMed covers your household for an entire year? That's less than $6 per month. A single emergency ambulance can cost $1,800, even with good insurance. No wonder more than 30,000 households FireMed. So why do you FireMed? Join today at firemed.org.
Are you tired of being uncomfortable in your home? Pacific Air Comfort, your local Carrier factory authorized dealer, would like to help resolve your problems. Too hot or too cold? Their professional staff will analyze your heating and cooling system problems, listen to your concerns and requests, offering you solutions that will make you Pacific Air comfortable. Turn to Carrier trained professionals. Turn to the experts that will help you claim your eligible utility rebates and tax incentives. Pacific Air Comfort, quality system design, quality Carrier equipment, quality installation, and outstanding 24/7 service and repairs. Visit PacificAirComfort.com. That's PacificAirComfort.com. Or call 541-342-5300. That's 541-342-5300 to receive Pacific Air Comfort's award-winning service today.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel scared. I feel like I'm choking.
Prevent your child's next asthma attack. Visit www.noattacks.org or call your doctor, because even one attack is one too many.
I feel like a fish with no water.
Brought to you by the EPA and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to ditch the car and start rollerblading to work.
I look ridiculous.
You look ridiculous!
You don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your organs on the black market.
Lie back. This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, that hurts. You don't need to rent out your apartment to drifters.
I made a fire with the wood in your bedroom.
That's my dresser!
And your closet door.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-400-1022. Strict limit of 1 per household.
I used to be plagued by potbelly and constant bloating. After taking Nubiotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. Nubiotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. Think you might be bloated? See how much flatter Nubiotics makes your belly. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-400-1022. That's 1-800-400-1022. 1-800-400-1022.
I'm Gary Conley with today's Money Minute. Recently, I've been talking about the rise of Mexico as an economic power. The downstream result of NAFTA 20 years on is that Mexico will soon be one of the 10 top economies in the world. The borderland and the smugglers of drugs and people that live there don't represent the country as a whole any more than the same area north of the border represents the United States. But that's what people think of Mexico when it comes to mind. So it's hard for most of us to imagine it as a great power. Think Doc Brown in Back to the Future and Japan. Yet as American capital and investment pours into Mexico, and at least as many immigrants are going home for the opportunities that exist there as are coming north for the ones here, that's what's going to happen over time. The rise of Mexico. Here's the nugget. For now, investing in Mexico, even though I think it's going to look like a great idea a few years in the future, is difficult for most of us. A lot of the Mexican economy is still in government hands, and while some companies trade publicly, there's no garden variety mutual fund that's restricted to just Mexico. Generally, you have to take it with other parts of Latin America you don't want to own, or buy individual stocks, or bet on a sketchy ETF that's got Mexican companies in it. But stay tuned. I'm Gary Conley, and that's today's Money Minute.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
On Monday night, 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy skies with a low around 50. We've got west-northwest winds up to 8 miles per hour, and then those winds die down after midnight. I'm Sarah Madison with your First Alert weather.
The Bloomberg Market Report, sponsored by Pacific Continental Bank, serving your business and community in Eugene for over 40 years.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Stocks are edging a little bit higher here ahead of a busy week for economic reports and a slate of Fed speakers. The Dow is up 36 points at 17,809. The S&P 500 is ahead by 3 points, or about 0.1% at 2068. And the Nasdaq is unchanged at 4774. Today we get an update on manufacturing. This week also brings auto sales, data on services, and the jobs report for April on Friday. San Francisco Fed President John Williams delivers remarks today in Los Angeles. And we're also watching for earnings today, including those from American International Group and Anadarko Petroleum. Of those that have released their results so far this season, 77% of companies beat profit projections and 57% topped sales estimates. Analysts expect an 8.2% decline in first quarter profit for firms in the S&P 500. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Fox News, fair and balanced. We report, you decide. On News Radio 1120 KPNW, Eugene, Springfield.
Fox News Radio, I'm Dave Anthony. There's been a lot of talk about a possible contested convention for Republicans this summer, but Bernie Sanders says it's what Democrats are going to have.
It is virtually impossible for Secretary Clinton to reach the majority of convention delegates by June 14th with pledged delegates alone.
He's still hoping to sway superdelegates who overwhelmingly back Hillary Clinton. The next primaries tomorrow in Indiana. Can Donald Trump keep up his momentum? Fox's Jeff Manasso live in Fort Wayne.
Dave, Indiana could decide tomorrow on whether or not Donald Trump gets the delegates that he needs to clinch the nomination, as Ted Cruz tries to stop him, even comparing his battle with Trump here to a fight between good and evil.
And if we continue to unite the American people, we will win the general election, we will beat Hillary Clinton, and we will turn this country around.
Though Trump also told supporters here last night,
we can focus on crooking Hillary. Please, let's focus on Hillary.
And that Cruz and Kasich have no path forward, even with the 57 winner-take-most delegates up for grabs here tomorrow. Dave?
Jeff, a shooting at a fraternity at the New Jersey Institute of Technology. One student is dead. The shots fired about 3 o'clock this morning at the Tau Kappa Epsilon House. Police still looking for the gunman. Thousands of kids in Detroit are not in school today because their teachers called out sick. Upset they may not get paid this summer. 94 of the city's 97 schools are closed.
We have acted in good faith as educators, and now it's time for us to really stand strong in solidarity.
Detroit schools will need more state funding to pay teachers after classes end in June. What's a circus without elephants? Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey now, after the final performance last night in Providence.
The epic Asian elephants!
They danced, sat on their hind legs, and did a last balancing act before they retired. The elephants today are taken to a sanctuary after years of animal rights activist pressure, ending more than 100 years in that circus. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of Nubiotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-400-1022. Strict limit of 1 per household.
I used to be plagued by potbelly and constant bloating. After taking Nubiotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. Nubiotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. Think you might be bloated? See how much flatter Nubiotics makes your belly. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-400-1022. That's 1-800-400-1022. 1-800-400-1022.
Stocks are mixed to start the week on Wall Street. Fox Business Network's Lori Rothman live at the New York Stock Exchange.
And good morning, Dave. Breaking news. U.S. manufacturing activity came in worse than expected just moments ago, and that's keeping a cap, if you will, on stronger gains this morning. The Dow, however, is up about 26 points as investors return to Wall Street today after the markets came off their worst week last week since February. So the rally took a breather last week after disappointing earnings from Apple and little evidence of a pickup in economic growth, and this morning's data is adding to that sentiment. Well, Baker Hughes shares higher after canceling its $28 billion merger with Halliburton over antitrust issues. Those are the top stories on Wall Street. Dave, back to you.
Thank you, Lori. The U.S. Supreme Court has declined a request from shareholders who want to revive their class action lawsuit against BP, claiming the company misrepresented safety procedures before the Gulf of Mexico oil spill. The price of oil's down more than $0.50, back under $46 a barrel. Gas is inched up again. AAA's national average for regular almost $2.22 a gallon. That's 8 cents higher than last Monday. Is Starbucks cheap? One customer is making a grande complaint in court.
Starbucks says the $5 million lawsuit accusing the chain of putting too much ice in its iced beverages is absurd. A Starbucks customer, Stacy Pincus, filed a federal lawsuit in Chicago last week accusing the company of filling cups with just half of the drink people are paying for. Starbucks says in a statement, "Our customers understand and expect that ice is an essential component of an iced beverage." Ginny Cosola, Fox News.
The Raptors in the heat to advance in the NBA playoffs.
DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan scored 30 points to help Toronto take Game 7, beating Indiana on TNT. Miami also won a Game 7, routing Charlotte by 33. The Raptors play the Heat next. The Warriors won the opening game in the second round, beating Portland without injured star Stephen Curry. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
I mean, you hear that newscast, and you sit there and you just go, I mean, pretty soon we'll be talking about people eating paste. And, I mean, we kind of joke about it. I think we're kind of joking. We are pretty much, what is it, Idiocracy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're there.
Now that Sid's out of town, you need to watch that movie.
I think I've told you why I'm kind of reluctant to watch it.
Because it'll make you sad.
Because I'll sit there and go, okay, that's not really much of a farce. We're kind of there right now. 7:05 News Radio 1120.
Some do say it's a
KPNW.
documentary.
Okay, so sunny today. On a good note, going to be a pretty good looking day. A little bit of cloud mess in there. 81 for the high. Partly cloudy with a chance of a shower tonight. 50 for the dip. Cloudy and 68 for your Tuesday. Wednesday, a 90% chance of rain. Currently 56 at News Radio 1120 KPNW. So, news flash. This just in, North Korea just had their first ever bank robbery. First ever. Someone broke into the country's central bank in Chongjin, North Korea, when the two guards outside weren't at their stations. What's going to happen to them? We know Kim Jong is, he killed an uncle for falling asleep in a meeting.
Wasn't that the guy that he shot with a cannon? Seems to be that one of them, remember one of them he killed with a howitzer or something? Yeah.
It's kind of hard to keep track of all the people that he disperses, but I have a feeling we're not going to be hearing from those, the guards anymore. They got away with 70 million North Korean won, which is about $77,000.
I think you were going to say 77 cents.
Authorities are investigating. First ever bank. So is that going to start a trend?
Well,
of
yeah.
things?
It's going to
go out of sorts.
It's going to be. It'll be obvious who it is who stole the money because they'll be the only people that have money to spend. $77,000 is the entire GDP of North Korea. Wait a minute. You have money? Arrest that man.
Did William have a bike before Tuesday? Boom. Yeah, it's man. It's kind of refreshing to bring a place that's a little bit nuttier than your own country. So that's why we do that. Coming up, we're going to talk with a legal analyst, and it's not lease, and also a president. Talking to a president this hour of Tracktown, Vin Lanana. Coming up about 7:40. Oh, and news too.
We'll have these
caught up on the weekend.
We'll have these stories coming up in just a second. Oh, a little tiny village is coming to a block near you. We'll have that story. We'll tell you about a pretty violent car wreck in the Eugene area. What's fortunate is nobody died. We'll have the details there. Also, you may be one of those people who are getting 2 ballots in the mail. Oh, lucky you. Those stories and more are coming up, brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones. That's Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones, here on KPNW.
News time 7:08.
A tasty meal can make your day. A solid breakfast puts a good spin on things at the beginning of the day. A great meal in the evening can usually salvage a lousy day. Burrito Amigos can definitely cover the bases and be first in rotation or back cleanup. Fast and hot, Burrito Amigos breakfast burritos are fresh and tasty. You choose the meat. The bacon burritos have 2 types of bacon. The machaca burritos are made from certified black Angus. Or get tasty and zesty chorizo, link sausage, huevos ranchero made with green salsa, or go meatless. On the back end of the day, let Burrito Amigos do the cooking while you enjoy other great items off the menu like quesadillas, tostadas, tamales, wet burritos, even something more unique like lengua burritos or Mexican cheesesteak burritos. Let Burrito Amigos be the beginning of a great day or the salvation to a bad one. Smiles all around from Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones in Eugene and Springfield. I'm Bill London, and I approve all the breakfast burritos and about half of the rest of the menu. The other half I haven't eaten yet.
For the all-new John Deere riding mowers, tractors, and side-by-sides, think Ramsey Waite.
Make tracks to Ramsey Waite for John Deere lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers.
There's nothing like a John Deere Gator utility vehicle. From hardworking and trail-ready to the ultimate in work capability. Get into a Gator now at Ramsey Waite.
Don't just dream about it, wait for it.
Ramsey Waite.
Open Monday through Saturday. Franklin Boulevard, Glenwood. Online at RamseyWaite.com. If you're thinking about a new RV or an RV upgrade, don't make a decision without seeing what the RV Corral can do for you. At the RV Corral, serving you is at the top of their list. It all starts with their newly expanding award-winning service and parts department. Are you looking to sell or consign your RV? The RV Corral will buy your RV for cash or free consignment. High trade-in allowance too. With local owners for 28 years and all local employees, the RV Corral will be there to help you make your RV dreams come true. Easy to find on Highway 99, 1 mile south of Belline. Buy anywhere else, you'll pay too much.
Today's top stories. In depth. This is the Wake Up Call on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
Good morning. This look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones, featuring great breakfast burritos and fresh brewed locally roasted coffee for a tasty start to your morning. Here's what's going on. We'll start things off with a traffic advisory this morning. That's on Highway 99 near Harrisburg, about milepost 2.4. We have an accident. Make that 28.4. We have an accident there. It is not shutting down the entire highway, but it is slowing things down. That, again, is on Highway 99 right near Harrisburg. Well, since we're into the traffic thing, Eugene police say a driver in a stolen car allegedly rolled and crashed into another vehicle in Eugene. They say they were called to a rollover crash off River Road in Oakley Lane. Officers said the at-fault driver was traveling southbound on River Road in what turned out to be an unreported stolen 2010 Toyota Camry. Investigators say the driver of that stolen car crossed over the center line, drove across both northbound lanes of traffic, hit a tree, ricocheted into a northbound vehicle, and went airborne into an end-over-end crash. And then the driver tried to climb out of the car. Police arrived, as did an ambulance. They were transported by Eugene Fire for treatment at Riverbend Hospital. The northbound driver was fortunately uninjured. Police also reported stolen property in the car. The investigation is ongoing. Officials say construction on Eugene's second tiny house community for low-income residents could start as soon as this summer. Documents filed with the city planning department show that the nonprofit Square One Villages is looking to build the 22-dwelling community on a 1-acre lot. The group's executive director, Dan Bryant, says construction will likely start sometime between July and September. He says the start date will depend on whether the nonprofit can raise the remaining $50,000 it needs to fully develop the community. Plans for the project include homes that are between 160 and 288 square feet, as well as a garden, an office, and parking space. Eugene's first tiny house community includes 29 tiny units spread across 2.6 acres of city land. Some Oregon voters are going to get not one, but 2 ballots. But Brad Ford says they can't vote twice. Although this is Oregon.
If you changed your party affiliation in the last 2 weeks, you'll receive 2 ballots because your original ballot was already in the process of being mailed.
Anyone who changes party close to the deadline is going to end up in this situation.
Tim Scott with Multnomah County Elections says you should only vote the one ballot that has candidates from the new party you selected.
Wait till the second ballot comes and vote that one.
Each ballot is specially coded, so if you vote both, only the second will count. And if you only vote the first ballot, which has your old party affiliation, only nonpartisan positions and measures will be counted. Brad Ford, KPNW.
We're just a couple of weeks away from the Oregon primary, and a new poll shows Donald Trump has a big lead on both of his challengers here in Oregon. A new poll from Hoffman Research Group found that Trump has the backing of 43% of Oregon Republicans. Texas Senator Ted Cruz scored 26% support in the survey. And Ohio Governor John Kasich trails with 17%. A loose stop Trump arrangement between Cruz and Kasich's campaigns gave the Kasich candidates, or the Kasich team, the opportunity to face Trump more or less one-on-one in Oregon. But, of course, the Ohio governor has stumbled here in Oregon. He missed the deadline to appear in the state's voters' guide, making it appear to anyone flipping through the pamphlet, it's a Trump versus Cruz contest. And in reality, they're not wrong. The Oregon Liquor Control Commission has approved the first round of licenses for recreational marijuana. It's the first big step forward in the process of licensing everyone involved in the process.
Working together, the state is poised for a complete and coordinated implementation effort.
OLCC Executive Director Steve Marks says all parts of the process, from growing to sales, need to be controlled.
We intend to create a recreational marijuana system that is strong, safe, and resilient.
8 licenses for growers were approved. The commission will be commission will meet weekly to consider more of the 900 applications from growers to manufacturers to retail stores. They'll issue around 850 licenses this year. Ryan and Ammon Bundy are back in custody in Portland after an arraignment in Nevada. A small group showed up outside the Multnomah County Jail to show support for the brothers, including their wives, who say they got to speak to their husbands for the first time since their arrest. Ammon Bundy's wife, Lisa, says that for the first time she was allowed to see her husband through glass. Up until that moment this weekend, she's had no contact. Ammon and Ryan led the takeover of the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge earlier this year. They traveled to Nevada to face charges over an armed standoff at their father's ranch a couple of years ago. The Oregon Department of Environmental Quality is launching a major effort to inspect the air quality at businesses around the state. Brad Ford has that story.
As part of Oregon Governor Kate Brown's Cleaner Air Oregon initiative, the DEQ will start inspecting the air quality of around 100 businesses that emit air pollution. That's a third of the 316 businesses statewide that the DEQ monitors. They'll prioritize businesses based on past testing results and their proximity to residential areas. This all stems from the heavy metal pollution that was found coming from 2 Portland glass manufacturing businesses that were not part of the DEQ's air quality testing. Brad Ford, KPNW.
A Benton County commissioner who was cited for driving under the influence says she will not step down from office or drop her bid for re-election. Annabelle Yaramillo's attorney says that the commissioner has no intention of resigning. Philomath Police Chief Ken Rubin says Yaramillo was stopped Tuesday after her vehicle hit a curb at an intersection and drove down the middle of the road. He says she submitted to field sobriety tests and registered a blood alcohol level of over the legal limit of .08 on a breath test. They still have not released the actual amount of her breath test. She was taken into custody, according to police, without incident, cited, and released. Turns out that Yaramillo attended a private fundraising event earlier that evening at the home of Rich Carone, a local businessman who supported her campaign. The event was held to raise money for her campaign and that of fellow Commissioner Jay Dixon, who's also running for re-election. Yamhill County District Attorney's Office agreed to serve as special prosecutor in the case to avoid any perception of conflict of interest. Yaramillo is scheduled to appear in Benton County Court for arraignment on May 9th. Health officials in Coos County say suicide attempts and other mental health crises in children are increasing, but the local hospital is struggling to meet the need. Bay Area Hospital had more than 100 child psychology consultations and 62 admissions over a one-year period. That's a sharp increase from the 27 consultations and 6 admissions the hospital experienced in 2011. The hospital is not licensed to treat children with severe mental illnesses, and when children are suffering from mental health, they go to the hospital, where staff can only isolate them for 24 hours until they can be transferred or discharged. The crisis has forced the hospital to reach out to other hospitals for help. School districts are also now training teachers and community members in what's called mental health first aid. Well, every spring, harbor seals are born on secluded beaches along the Pacific coast, and the pups are born ready to swim, but they come on shore to rest and stay warm while their moms leave to go forage for food. Although the pups yank at your heartstrings, Peter Persall with the Oregon Coast Aquarium says, leave them alone.
It's perfectly normal for seal pups to be resting on beaches, even unattended. The pups are totally fine being out on the beach even for a couple days at a time.
Persall says the presence of people can actually deter the mothers from coming ashore to nurse. Not to mention that, but it's also against the law to disturb them. So stay away from them. A Portland nonprofit is giving away free meth pipes to users. Brad Ford explains why.
The People's Harm Reduction Alliance is based in Seattle and runs a similar program there. The Oregonian reports that meth users can come in for a snack, toothbrush, and a meth pipe. The reasoning is similar to needle exchange programs for heroin users. Sharing needles can lead to other diseases such as HIV or hepatitis C. Meth can be injected as well as smoked. Critics say the programs are untested, waste resources, and don't encourage users to quit and seek treatment. I'm Brad Ford, KPNW News.
This look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones. You're up to date from KPNW.
Wake Up Call Sports on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
Now it's after the spring football game happening over the weekend, bringing the finale to the Oregon football team after 15 practices. First up, absolutely unbelievable that Pharaoh Brown played in it. And the Autzen faithful appreciated that fact.
I felt the love and all the excitement in the stadium with the fans. Once I got up and just heard, it might have been the loudest it was the whole day. So it was pretty cool.
Next up, we have a quarterback battle between transfer Dakota Prukop and redshirt freshman Travis Johnson. Prukop's mighty Oregon team getting the 1-point win over Johnson's Webfoot team, 21-20 in the scrimmage. It'll be very interesting come fall. As far as the defense is concerned, under new coordinator Brady Hoke, let's let Coach Mark Helfrich talk about it.
I really like just the urgency that we're playing with on that side. I think there's a freshness to opportunity.
Former Oregon quarterback Vernon Adams went undrafted over the weekend, but has been invited to the Seahawks rookie mini camp for a tryout. NBA playoffs, Portland Trailblazers have been here before, down a game after a trip to Cali. Golden State Warriors, without Steph Curry, took Game 1, 118-106 in Oaktown. Miami, the Heat kicked the Charlotte Hornets to the curb in Game 7. The Toronto Raptors won their Game 7 by 5 over the Pacers. To Oregon softball, the Ducks swept Arizona. On Sunday, Sheridan Hawkins recorded her 32nd career shutout and tied Jess Moore with her 100th career win, most in school history. If you're looking for a little softball during the week, tomorrow, doubleheader against Utah Valley. Oregon baseball, Ducks scored 6 in the bottom of the 8th and came back to beat Wazoo to win their series. OSU won their series, their 6th straight. This time it was Stanford following. And the Timbers dumped Toronto 2-1. Wake Up Call Sports brought to you by Max Muscle, where you can always try it before you buy it. On Franklin across from Market of Choice. News time, 7:22.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
On Tuesday, we can expect 30% chance of showers with thunderstorms also possible after 2 in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies with a high near 71. And we have west winds at 7 miles per hour. I'm Sarah Madison with your Force Alert weather.
Ramjack leads the way in foundation repair. Protect your investment. Get your free in-home evaluation at ramjackwest.com. Check out our exceptional online reviews, then choose Ramjack.
CCB 146906.
Hi, everybody. This is Don Essig with today's Motivational Minute, sponsored by Eugene's #1 electrical contractor, Builders Electric. I'm just curious, but do you have a lot of stuff in your life? Are you satisfied with all the things you have around you? Are you missing anything? Well, a really perceptive analyst, Maurice Sendak, once commented, "There must be more to life than having everything." Well, I certainly agree with that statement, since I'm one of those fortunate in life to also have a lot of things. Putting all those things aside, though, it's much more important to be able to count a lot of friends, good health, and great neighbors. Yes, Maurice, there's much more to life than having everything. Thanks for the reminder. This is Don Essig with today's Motivational Minute. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, have a positive day.
This Motivational Minute was brought to you by Builders Electric, providing honest, reliable, and positive contracting throughout the Willamette Valley since 1960. That's Builders Electric, CCB number 4296.
Is it time to sell your house, and do you have work that needs to be done first, but you don't have the money? The bottom line is that when you improve your property, you get more money than other homeowners.
Over the years, Harpole Real Estate with Keller Williams Realty understands this better than any other agent or company because they outsell all other agents. Eric, Jeanette, and their entire team will put up their own money to make sure you get the most out of your house. Their enhanced listing will help clean up, repair, and upgrade your home to get you in the best position to maximize your home sale. Everyone's situation is different, so call for a free no-pressure consultation, 541-286-3030.
Unlike other agents, they offer flexible commissions and an exclusive enhanced listing, and you can cancel at any time. With agents in Lane, Douglas, and Lynn counties, call Harpole Real Estate, 541-286-3030. 541-286-3030, online at harpolehomes.com.
Where's your finish line? Set a goal, make a plan, get results. Max Muscle offers customized nutrition plans by a certified nutritionist. Learn what and how much food to eat, when to eat, and how it relates to your body. Stop into Max Muscle today, Franklin Boulevard, across from the Market of Choice.
Jim Olson with Olson's Auto Glass.
I'm the third generation to run the business, started in 1938 by my grandfather, Emil Olson. What defines us, separates us, is, I think, the quality of our work. We strive for excellence in every car we do. We try to use the best quality products available. Cars, trucks, SUVs, all that sort of thing. We can do the glass in all of them. That's our main focus, is auto glass and safety of the vehicle. Our website is olsonsautoglass.com. Our address is 2041 West 7th Avenue. Phone number is 541-242-7773.
I won't mention any names, but their initials are
Holloway in London. The Wake Up Call on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
Highway 99 out by Harrisburg, milepost 28.4. So about halfway between 28 and 29, we do have that accident that's there this morning. So just take some extra care as you're traveling throughout the area. Joining us on the Wake Up Call this morning, career trial attorney, legal analyst Wendy Patrick, joining us on the Wake Up Call. Apparently, I'm surprised. I would have figured that this would not be the case, but apparently something that is showing up in more and more courtrooms is people actually messing around on their cell phones while they're a juror. Wendy Patrick joins us on the Wake Up Call. Wendy, thanks for being with us. So,
thanks for having me.
Okay, so as somebody who has been a trial attorney, have you ever seen this in a courtroom?
Oh, absolutely. You know, it doesn't occur right in the courtroom as far as in real time when somebody's in the jury box, but on breaks in the afternoons, before court, after court, across the country, jurors have gone onto social media. They've researched the case outside of the courtroom. And what happens when you're listening to the court of public opinion as opposed to a court of law is you end up with a lot of extraneous, often inaccurate information, and that's what judges want to avoid. In other words, we want a jury to try the case based on the facts as presented in the courtroom, not in the court of public opinion.
Okay, but, there's a piece of legislation that would actually prevent jurors from doing this in California. How do you go about proving that? I walk out of a courtroom, I get on my cell phone, maybe I'm just checking my emails, maybe I'm replying to a text from my spouse regarding, who knows what. You can't just say every time that somebody walks out of a courtroom and they get on their cell phone, they're talking about the case.
That's right, and you need to define the parameters of what you are and are not allowed to do on social media. So, for example, all of the legislation, all of the anecdotal evidence that supports this proposed legislation has to do with jurors not, texting the daughter, making sure she got home from school okay, but researching the facts of a case. Now, how do we find out that somebody did it? Oftentimes, other jurors will bring this to the court's attention. So a juror goes into the deliberation room, they're talking about the case, and somebody shares what they found on social media. Now, you may think, well, gosh, that sounds unbelievable. Here, a judge told them not to do it. For whatever reason, either a juror doesn't hear or understand that, or they choose to disobey it. It gets brought to the court's attention by someone with whom the juror has shared this information. Now, let me go one step further. There have been cases where jurors have admitted it. So at some point, they end up either feeling guilty or realizing that what they did was wrong, and oftentimes they will ask to speak to the court and counsel privately and share this information. So it becomes an enormous problem when either out of inadvertence or blatant disregard of the court's admonition, this kind of evidence comes to light. Because not only may that juror be sanctioned, but we might have to do the whole case again, depending on the kind of information that was shared.
Have there been any major cases that you know of that have been tossed out?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. Across the country, there are reports of cases that have mistried, and you need to start from the very beginning, selecting another jury. And the reason for that is depending on the magnitude of prejudice that arises from a juror sharing information about the case, you may not be able to unring that bell. You know, that's what we hope to do. If somebody looks at something, you know, maybe shares it, you want to look at whether or not that has compromised the integrity of the process, because we want a fair trial for everyone. So those are the kinds of factors. And by the way, that's also the kinds of factors that a judge can take into consideration when deciding, well, how much of a fine to impose. Because remember, it's up to $1,500. That's a hit in the pocketbook. But a judge has the discretion to impose less than that, depending on the severity of the violation. But remember, we're hoping we don't have to do this at all, because we're hoping that jurors actually abide by the court's ammunition that's on the front end. Don't do it.
Wow. The legislation itself in California, I mean, is this something that other states are also considering? Anecdotally, have you heard of other states that are maybe looking at the same kind of thing?
Everybody is looking at the same kind of thing, and that's why all eyes are going to be on California come July 2017 when they start this pilot project, because this is not a problem that's confined to one particular state. I mean, think of the amount of high-profile cases we've had over the last 5 years, spread out all over the country. In all of those cases, almost without a doubt, people were worried about jurors and worried about social media to such an extent that we've sequestered some jurors, which, again, that's a last resort, right? Take somebody completely out of their comfort zone for the duration of a trial. But other states care about this as well, because juror misconduct in terms of reading, posting, tweeting, blogging, whatever it is a pervasive problem across the nation. More so every day as more of the public treads into the foray of social media. So this is going to be a project that is very closely watched by the rest of the states to see if in fact this isn't legislation they may promote in their state.
Wow. All right, Wendy, we appreciate you joining us on the Wake Up Call this morning. Thanks.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, you take care. Wendy Patrick, career trial attorney, legal analyst on the Wake Up Call this morning. You would think, I mean, because a jury does, or a judge does tell you, you're not supposed to talk to anybody outside of the courtroom, et cetera, until the trial is over, until a verdict has, been made. And I just can't. It just amazes me that people would go on Twitter. Wow, I was in this really cool murder case today. What do you think? Is the guy guilty or not? On Facebook, posting it along with what they had for lunch at the court cafeteria. Here's my court cafeteria lunch. Oh, look, here's a secret picture of the guy that I'm going to say is guilty. Doesn't he look guilty? Maybe that's the idea. Maybe instead of having jurors, you just have your Facebook friends. Okay, I'm going to do a contest on my Facebook page. Guilty or not? Rob furrows his brow, shakes his head just a tiny bit.
Just a little bit. Hey, we still got, we had a first failed attempt with our soccer tickets.
And he went away. He hung up for some reason.
Yeah, so we'll revisit, take a break, regroup, and come back. Also, Vin and Nana are going to be talking about events coming up with Tracktown. This is Tracktown USA, by the way, in case you didn't know. Stand by. More to come. 1120 KPNW. A little bit of sunshine out there, and currently 54 degrees.
The Bloomberg Market Report, sponsored by Pacific Continental Bank, serving your business and community in Eugene for over 40 years.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Stocks are sticking close to the flat line. The Dow up just 35 points, the Nasdaq down 2, and the S&P up 4, coming off the S&P's worst week since February.
I think a lot of it is just the market digesting the two big down days, Thursday and Friday of last week, after we'd seen such a strong move. I think that looked to me to be the biggest two-day sell-off we've seen in some time.
Phil Silverman, managing partner at Kingsview Capital. Manufacturing expanded at a slower pace than forecast in April as factories continue to grapple with lax global demand and fallout from a weakened U.S. energy industry. Sports Authority is closing all of its stores, about 450 of them in 27 states. The Colorado-based sporting goods chain is making the move 2 months after saying it would close more than 100 stores. Now it has decided to liquidate its assets rather than trying to reorganize under Chapter 11. I'm Adrienne Mitchell, Bloomberg Radio.
Teresa Carrier from Carrier RV Service in Eugene talks about pre-purchase inspections.
If you're looking to buy an RV, we always tell everybody to make sure that you have someone inspect it before you buy it. That's from a private party or a dealer. We save the consumer money by inspecting the RV before they buy it, because sometimes we'll advise them not to buy it.
Visit their website at carrierandsons.com or stop by.
99 and Airport Road, we're the second driveway on the right.
Carrier RV Service and Repair Center is all about satisfied customers.
Pacific Continental Bank is proud to call the Eugene-Springfield area home for more than 40 years. As your local banker, partner, and neighbor, we are committed to the health and sustainability of your business and our community. We know it takes more than a loan or deposit to help you succeed. It takes people who know you, your business, and your community. Who says we can't be more than a bank? Pacific Continental Bank, the right bank. Learn more at therightbank.com. Member FDIC.
Warmer weather is coming. You may be ready, but is your vehicle? Midlane Truck and Equipment Repair can perform a complete inspection of your cooling and air conditioning system to ensure you and your vehicle stay cool when it gets hot out. Offering bumper-to-bumper service and repair on trucks, RVs, autos, and trailers, including general maintenance, in-frame overhauls, welding, fabricating, liftgate, and reefer repair. Call Midlane Truck and Equipment Repair now to beat the heat.
What is it about buying a mattress that leaves you feeling violated? Pushy salespeople, fake sales, the walk of shame out of the mattress store? Those days are over. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, co-founder of Helix Sleep, where you can buy a mattress online, customized for you, for hundreds of dollars instead of thousands. Go to helixsleep.com, answer a few simple questions, and we build you the most comfortable mattress you'll ever sleep on. Shipping is free, and you have 100 nights to try it out. Go to helixsleep.com/go and get $50 off your order. That's helixsleep.com/go.
Guys, when you buy your clothes at DXL, you look good. But you feel like a rock star. So if you want to look and feel like a... You'll find all the brands you love, waist size 38 and up, all in one awesome store. DXL. You looking good. Right now, Harbor Bay tees are just $19.99 each when you buy 2 or more.
We all play a role in keeping our community safe.
Every day, we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life.
It's when something doesn't seem quite right that it's time to pay attention.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
On Monday night, 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy skies with a low around 50. We've got west-northwest winds up to 8 miles per hour, and then those winds die down after midnight. I'm Sarah Madison with your First Alert weather.
Hey, don't look at me. I didn't invite them.
The Wake Up Call with Holloway in London on News Radio 1120. KPNW.
KPNW Jazz Fest over the weekend, wrapping up down in New Orleans. I got to tell you, even more than Mardi Gras, unless you think Mardi Gras would appeal to you, if you're going to go down to see an event or be a part of something, if you are a music lover, it's got to be Jazz Fest. It is crazy. It is like the old, there's 20 different tents where you can just pop around, grab you some etouffee, little mint, strawberry, lemon iced tea, and just walk around and pop into a tent. You don't have to have tickets for most of them. It's just, you walk into the horse track and you're good to go. Although this weekend, probably people that came from far away were sitting there wondering, because when it rains there, it's on a track, a horse track, and it's dusty and muddy, and the portalettes, and yeah, you just have to think about the music. Bring yourself to a sunny spot. Like Eugene, Oregon, today. Sunny with a high around 80 degrees. Currently 56 at KPNW. Going to chat with Vin Lanana shortly. Getting you ready for pretty big summer. There's a lot of things happening. This is kind of like a fairly active spring/summer. Got the soccer tickets that we'll be giving away shortly. The Olympic trials. And Vin Lanana. He's everywhere you want to be. Shortly chatting with Vin.
He's everywhere you want to be. Where is that exactly? Where is everywhere I want to be?
Hot spots around the world.
Hot spots around the world.
And big, important meetings.
All right, that works. Works for me, man. So we take this opportunity while we have a chance here to, let's see. I'm looking for it. Where did it go?
By the way, our grand prize winner going to be announced before too long for the Cuthbert Season Pass. Highway 99, 28.4. Harrisburg got a situation out there that hopefully is in the clearing stages. Not how you want to start the week. Let's hope that's it'd be nice for the day. It'd be nice if that was it for the week. Anything that you see that Bear is reporting, let us know, and we shall pass it on.
Just to let you know, I have received notification of the winner.
Oh, you got it?
I've received notification of the winner. You want to do a little drum roll or crickets or something?
You want crickets?
Yeah, cricket drum roll. I don't care. Drum roll, tap dancing,
right.
Monkeys. Here we are sitting down by the river. Now we're in a running gun battle with police somewhere in the South. That's Foggy Mountain Breakdown. Every time I hear Foggy Mountain Breakdown, I remember the scene from Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
Where they're rolling across the
Earl
field.
Scruggs review right here.
Right. All right. So congratulations going out to Adam Fine. Adam Fine.
Yes.
Adam Fine. Congratulations, Adam. Adam is the winner is going to every single one of the concerts that's going to be, well, unless he can't go, and then he can designate those tickets to somebody else. But he's going to go check out all the shows at the Cuthbert and some great shows they're going to have this year. So good stuff out there, no doubt.
I think
Weird Al Yankovic.
I think even people on the radio are sitting there, because we used to, I mean, back in the day, you used to get concert tickets to everything. It's not like that anymore. People think, oh, you're on the radio. No, you don't get the near the swag that you used to get. That would be something that I think that a lot of people would want to win. Cuthbert, great venue, some great acts. Congratulations, Mr. Fine. Are we getting the big stiff arm from Vin?
We may. Supposed to be calling on the official Hero guest line. Apparently not doing that. Oh. So Rob just's like, well, okay. I guess I'll just go over here then. By the way, in case you didn't know it, you can check us out online and see the stream. That's right, we have a live video stream courtesy of the folks at Widmer. You just go to kpnw.com, click on the banner that says KPNW, and lo and behold, oh, there we are in all of our video Google goodness. You can see us right there. I want to thank Justin, by the way, for sending the photograph on this morning. I appreciate that, Justin. Very, very nice. Well done. We may actually post that on our Facebook page a little bit later on. Wake Up Call. Did you see the thing from Justin? Did you see?
Do I want to?
Yeah, click on it. Want it? Right there.
Oh God. Thank you for that. Wow. All right. We'll assume that we're not getting Vin today, so why don't we do this? Why don't we... If you heard our attempted giveaway in the Sixer, and you heard his self-description, you might be able to figure out... that been photoshopped?
I
Or
don't
is that
think
real?
so. I think that's real.
We need, you know what? We had a failed attempt with trying to get 2, so let's do 1 contestant. We'll start off with caller number 1, 541-485 KPNW 888 KPNW 888. All right. With that being said, if they can't do it, stand by. You might be able to swipe in there and get the tickets. KPNW, who are you?
Michael.
Michael, you've already...
No, I haven't won anything. I'm always losing.
Oh, no, you just qualified.
Yeah, I just qualified, that's all.
Okay.
I never win.
We might not have 15 listeners. We might have like 4. Okay, so check it out. We've got tickets for soccer. The Champions
Now, is this
Cup.
something you're actually going to use?
Sure, I'll go to it.
All right.
Sunday, July 24th, Autzen Stadium. FC Internacional between them and Paris Saint-Germain. Know the show.
Hey, do people tailgate at soccer games?
At Autzen, I would assume they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's worth it.
I think it's a lot of eating cheese and granola and soy products.
Oh, really? Yeah. Tofu.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe almond milk.
Maybe international.
Question number 1. What is unique about our political analyst here on the Wake Up Call? What is unique about our political analyst?
What is unique about him? He's in Texas? he's an unofficial...
All right.
He's an unofficial official?
Question number 2. The last word of the day for Gary's segment was what? He's been sharing concept. Nothing?
I had no idea.
All right. Thank you for trying. That leaves it open. 541-485-KPNW, 888-KPNW, 888. His loss is your gain. If you want to call in and know the show. Could be any question we come up with about things that have happened here on the broadcast. KPNW, who are you?
Good morning.
Can you turn on your radio?
Yeah, this is Bill.
Okay. All right, Bill. For the soccer tickets come up July, what is unique about our political analyst here on the Wake Up Call?
I have no idea what's unique about the political analyst.
Our political analyst is going to be on the show tomorrow to talk about Indiana. Question number 2. Let's go. This seems to be a tough one. Who sponsors the live Wake Up Call news? Every single...
Burrito Amigos?
Is correct. You got to get this one for the tickets. You get this one right, you're off. Where does an honor flight travel to? Where does an honor flight travel to?
Washington, D.C.
Repeat your answer.
Washington.
Ooh.
D.C.
Yes. Very cool. Are you a football fan, a soccer fan?
No.
Okay. This is a good way to go and experience soccer and maybe become one, right?
No, I've got a nephew that's a rabid fan. You'll love it.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Good uncle.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. We need some information from you. All week long, we're giving away tickets.
Great.
For the big International Champions Cup.
I'm thrilled.
A lot of people. Well, you might not be. There are people out there. They're going to have a good time. You don't.
Yeah,
even
we
have to
just
go.
haven't found one yet.
$7:48.
I'm so
12.
ready for this day to be over.
I think you're still on the coast on your bike.
No. I'm just sitting here thinking, this day can end anytime soon. I got up this morning and I had such high hopes for the week. It's like, oh boy.
Well, you can't, I mean, don't
throw
the week away on one
I'm all
2 hour.
I'm all refreshed and ready to
window.
go, and it's like, oh, okay. I'm in the parallel universe.
KPNW, good morning.
Hey, I know. He's 12 years old.
Huh?
He's 12 years old.
Yeah, we already got somebody called.
I know.
We already got
but
somebody winning tickets, but thanks for calling back. Yeah. Our political analyst, Tommy the 12-year-old, is 12 years old and will still be on the show tomorrow. Maybe. After today, we can't promise anything. Hour number 3, stand by. It's 11:20 KPNW. Good morning.
For the all-new John Deere riding mowers, tractors, and side-by-sides, think Ramsey Waite.
Make tracks to Ramsey Waite for John Deere lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers.
There's nothing like a John Deere Gator utility vehicle. From hardworking and trail-ready to the ultimate in work capability. Get into a Gator now at Ramsey Waite.
Don't just dream about it, wait for it.
Ramsey Waite.
Open Monday through Saturday. Franklin Boulevard, Glenwood. Online at RamseyWaite.com.
I'm Gary Conley with today's Money Minute. Recently, I've been talking about the rise of Mexico as an economic power. The downstream result of NAFTA 20 years on is that Mexico will soon be one of the 10 top economies in the world. The borderland and the smugglers of drugs and people that live there don't represent the country as a whole any more than the same area north of the border represents the United States. But that's what people think of Mexico when it comes to mind. So it's hard for most of us to imagine it as a great power. Think Doc Brown in Back to the Future and Japan. Yet as American capital and investment pours into Mexico, and at least as many immigrants are going home for the opportunities that exist there as are coming north for the ones here, that's what's going to happen over time. The rise of Mexico. Here's the nugget. For now, investing in Mexico, even though I think it's going to look like a great idea a few years in the future, is difficult for most of us. A lot of the Mexican economy is still in government hands. And while some companies trade publicly, there's no garden variety mutual fund that's restricted to just Mexico. Generally, you have to take it with other parts of Latin America you don't want to own, or buy individual stocks, or bet on a sketchy ETF that's got Mexican companies in it. But stay tuned. I'm Gary Conley, and that's today's Money Minute.
Michelob Ultra is more than a superior light beer. It's taking in all life has to offer, like catching a wave or biking a long trail. And when you're done, you reach for a cold Michelob Ultra. Fewer carbs, fewer calories, more to look forward to. Michelob Ultra. Long live the ultra life. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra Light Beer, 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, 0.6 grams protein, and 0 grams fat per 12-ounce serving. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's finally happened. The best real estate market in a decade. Low inventory coupled with low interest rates equals top dollar for your house in today's market. If you want to sell within your time frame and get the most money possible, now is the time.
Harpole Real Estate with Keller Williams will ensure a stress-free move for you. Not all agents are the same. In fact, Eric, Jeanette, and their team outsell all other agents and teams in Lane County. Since 2009, they've helped 150 more families sell and move than the number 2 agent. The reason? Better marketing and better negotiating. And unlike other agents, they offer flexible commissions. Their exclusive enhanced listing program, and if you're not happy, fire them. You are in control.
Call for a free no-pressure consultation, 541-286-3030 or at harpolehomes.com. If you live in Douglas County, Harpole Real Estate can help you too. Now you have a real estate team that can get your home sold. 541-286-3030. $7:53, 11:20 KPNW. Okay, so today, pretty good looking day. One of the nicest of the week. Chance of a shower and 50 overnight. Cloudy and almost 70. Going to be very pleasant. Kind of a... I think it's going to be mass appeal day tomorrow. If you don't like it hot, you don't like it chilly, it's going to be perfect for you. Wednesday, the rain comes in with a 90% chance of rain. And then Thursday, Friday, jumping into the weekend. Your extended forecast right now, talking about pretty warm. So, fingers crossed on the weekend, whatever you have coming up. First real weekend in May. Did you watch any movies, anything come to, because you're batching it this weekend.
Yeah. Brady's heading down to Arizona for his gig working at the Grand Canyon. So, no, I actually, it's Ann is driving him down. And so I have just enjoyed really silence and, read, went rode the motorcycle, came home, had a nice quiet meal, had a drop top, actually a couple of drop tops. Thank you, Widmer. Very good, particularly on a hot day. Drop top, definitely.
They make it down there? Did they make it to their destination?
No, they were at home. We didn't make it to the destination. What are you talking about?
Brady and Ann.
Oh, not yet.
Oh, okay.
They're getting close. They're like 100 miles away.
Wow. It's a good little jaunt.
Yeah. If they would have driven all the way through, it's only about an 18-hour drive.
Oh, but they're stopping.
Yeah, they're
taking
around.
photos and
right, messing around.
It was just after hearing about their.
It was
arduous
not
week,
easy. It was not
just
easy
to hear that
getting
they are on the road is a victory.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I was looking at it too. As was Brady.
By the way, how about a reminder who our Cuthbert Grand Prize winner was?
Adam Fine. Adam, congratulations.
Adam's gonna be-
We pat you on top of the head and say, "He's a good listener. Good listener. Here's a ticket."
Adam is going to have people coming out of the woodwork. Yeah, you don't remember me, but in third grade, I let you borrow a pencil to maybe get that other ticket. A pair of tickets to every show. It's going to be a busy summer for Adam. Some good shows coming. By the way, Cuthbert, check out their website if you want to get some tickets for. You don't have to get this season, but one or two shows jump out at you. This would be a good opportunity to do that. Did you hear about The Rock, who is filming, what's the movie? What was the TV show with Hasselhoff? Baywatch. They're doing a movie version of Baywatch.
Yeah.
And they're Make-A-Wish provided for somebody who's a huge rock fan to come and to see him. And once he found out, they had told the family, well, we'll have to wait till taping is done. He realized it was going to be 12 hours. He stopped the entire day for, a couple of hours and spent time with the kid. I thought,
that's classy.
That's really cool. And you got people, producers and people walking around probably stressed out. They find out why, and they're like, okay, and it's The Rock. Other situations, a lot of movies delayed for other different reasons. I love this. Ben Affleck, who's a huge Boston Red Sox fan, refused to wear a Yankees hat in the movie Gone Girl because he's a Red Sox fan. So they actually had a pause and a delay until somebody came up and said, well, how about a Mets hat? So he wears a Mets hat. But they actually, you think time is money? If you're a producer, you're walking around like, come on, seriously? Shawshank Redemption. There's a character named Brooks who has a pet bird. There is a scene, and if you've seen it, you remember when he feeds it a maggot. But there was a rep from the ASPCA who would not let them give the bird a live maggot. Cruelty to worms. So they actually had to sit and watch a bucket full of live maggots waiting for one of them to die of natural causes before they could proceed. Welcome to Breakfast Talk.
What? That's so wrong on so many different levels. We have to let the maggot die before we can feed it to the bird. How do we even know that the bird likes maggots? Oh, we don't want to hurt the poor fly. It's a baby fly. No, don't feed it to the bird. It's a baby fly.
All right. Hour number 3 coming up. We're going to talk with...
We hope.
What's that?
I said we hope.
Yeah, at this point, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Stand by. It's 11:20 KPNW.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
On Tuesday, we can expect 30% chance of showers with thunderstorms also possible after 2 in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies with a high near 71. And we have west winds at 7 miles per hour. I'm Sarah Madison with your First Alert weather.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman to save money.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need feedthepig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at feedthepig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
8 o'clock at KPNW.
News Radio 1120 KPNW, Eugene, Springfield, USA.
Fox News Radio. I'm Dave Anthony.
Listen, this isn't about me.
Ted Cruz insists there's a bigger reason to stay in the Republican race to the end.
I'm not willing to give up on the Constitution and Bill of Rights.
Adding at the first of his 5 stops in Indiana today.
Donald Trump's massive tax increase would put us into a recession.
Trump will hold 2 rallies later today before tomorrow's primary.
Indiana could be the tipping point as to whether or not Donald Trump is able to get 1,237 delegates, that majority, before the convention. The latest polls show Donald Trump up by 15 points. That is an NBC News poll. Our Fox poll showed him up about 9. But there is a Purdue University poll that shows Ted Cruz up by 16.
And that's Fox's John Roberts and Osceola, Indiana polls show the Democrat race also close in the state, though Hillary Clinton maintains a huge lead among key superdelegates. It's a fun day for school kids in Detroit because teachers are playing hooky. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has this live.
Dave, we're up to 94 of the 97 Detroit public schools now closed for the day after a sick out by the teachers. Their union called for that sick out after the district announced it wouldn't have enough money to keep paying teachers this summer or funding summer school or special education without more money from the state. The governor approved emergency funding in March as lawmakers consider a $720 million restructuring plan to pay off the district's debt. Sick outs earlier this year caused tens of thousands of students to miss class then, too, Dave.
Tony, for the first time in decades, a cruise ship that set sail from Miami has arrived at a port in Havana, Cuba, with hundreds of passengers on board, some returning to where they're from.
As of about a week ago, Cuban law stated that people who were born in Cuba were not allowed to return to the island by boat. Well, Cuban Americans threatened Carnival Cruise Lines with a lawsuit. It was dropped, though, when the Cuban government changed its policy, allowing Cuban-born passengers on board.
Alex de Armas with 7 News in Miami. On Wall Street, the Dow's up 54 points. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
This tip of the week brought to you by Neurospine Institute.
If you're a smoker, you already know that quitting will save you money and help you live longer. But did you know that it can make your back feel better? Smoking restricts the flow of oxygen and other nutrients in the spinal discs, making you more vulnerable to lower back pain. Smoking also increases the risk of osteoarthritis and other joint disorders that cause chronic pain in other parts of the body and decreases your body's ability to heal itself from illness or injury. Numerous studies return the same consistent results, and the evidence holds true for men and women, regardless of age or occupation. Stop smoking and your back will thank you.
Are you living with chronic pain? The specialists at Neurospine Institute can diagnose the problem and develop a personalized treatment plan to address your symptoms. Their comprehensive services include clinical and surgical procedures, sports medicine, physical therapy, medical imaging, and pain management. Neurospine Institute's medical professionals will work closely with your primary care or referring physician to ensure that you receive the best care and treatment. They serve all of Western Oregon with 2 locations, the main campus in Eugene and their Roseburg clinic. Visit neurospinellc.com today and get your life back.
This is a bit of breaking news out of Virginia. Lawmakers, Republicans, say they plan to file a lawsuit to challenge Democratic Governor Terry McAuliffe's action that allows more than 200,000 convicted felons to vote in November. Investors who sued BP over the massive Gulf of Mexico oil spill have fallen short at the Supreme Court. Fox's Jared Halpern live in Washington.
Investors who bought shares of BP in the couple of years before the 2010 Gulf oil spill will not be able to try to recoup some losses. The U.S. Supreme Court has denied an appeal that was aimed at reviving a class action lawsuit against the oil company. A lower court refused to certify the lawsuit. After the oil spill disaster, BP's stock price plummeted, costing the company more than $55 billion. Dave.
Jared, they were filming a mountain climbing documentary when they were killed in Tibet. Now 2 Americans have finally been found frozen in place.
Renowned mountaineer Alex Lowe and cameraman David Bridges were buried in an avalanche in 1999 on an expedition to climb Shishapangma in Tibet, one of the highest mountains in the world. Now, more than 16 years on, it seems their remains have been discovered. Lowe's widow saying 2 climbers attempting to ascend the mountain found the remains of 2 people beginning to emerge from a glacier. They described the clothing and backpacks on the bodies to a 3rd man who survived the avalanche. Alex Lowe's widow saying the discovery brings closure and relief. Simon Owen, Fox News.
An Australian man long thought to be associated with Bitcoins has now come out and publicly identified himself as the Bitcoin creator. Craig Wright had been known under a pseudonym for the last many years. News on the economy. There was more home and other building in March. U.S. construction spending rose to its highest level in more than 8 years. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
KPNW 8:05 at 11:20 KPNW.
Well, things are going well. It's 8:05. Joining us. Hey, look who's here. It's none other than Vin Lanana on the Wake Up Call. Vin, thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
Thanks. Glad that got hooked up with you. So
no, glad to be here.
Yeah, coming up tomorrow, Vin, we got a big event going on in Eugene. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, we have our monthly Tracktown Tuesday at the Downtown Athletic Club at 6 p.m. on May 3, and really it's a pretty exciting group. We have Tom Jordan is going to be with us in the pre-classic. Ian Dobson, who just had big involvement with the Eugene Marathon, and then of course we have a great crew from the University of Oregon.
So talk a little bit about the Tracktown Tuesdays for folks that are not familiar with what goes on at one of these events.
Well, from 6 to 7 is a social hour. We have about 500 people that come. We have Jordan Kent is our MC, and Jordan does a fantastic job. And we delve into kind of different areas of all the track communities. So this time, pre and Eugene Marathon and the University of Oregon.
And where is it going to be held?
It's at the Downtown Athletic Club, and it's on the 3rd floor of the Downtown Athletic Club in a big conference area. We have refreshments, and the show begins at 7 p.m., ends at 8. It's been wildly popular, and Jordan does a fantastic job as our master of ceremonies, and good interactive audience. So it's been wildly successful.
All right, and does it cost anything for folks that want to get in?
It is free. That's the best part of it. It's free, and it really begins promptly at 7, social hour at 6, ends at 8, and we have Ariana Washington, Sasha Wallace, and Marcus Chambers from the University of Oregon highlighting this month's Tracktown Tuesday.
Van, is this going to be something that the Tracktown Tuesdays, is that going to be kind of a tradition as we head into the big summer event?
This is actually the 9th year of it, and we've had them every Tuesday. The first Tuesday of every month, it grew from a small group in the Bowerman building to we had to move it to a much bigger area, and the June one will be actually at Hayward Field, heading in to the NC2A. So yes, it will be heading right into the trials. Is there
a website or where people can kind of check and kind of keep tabs on the Tracktown Tuesdays?
Yes, if one goes to gotrackdownusa.com and just follow the prompts, and you can end up on the Tracktown Tuesday page.
Very good. Ben, safe travels. Thank you for checking in.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate that. Vin Lanana with Tracktown, the president there. Of course, tomorrow, Tracktown Tuesday at the DAC. All right, news coming up. Stand by, 11:20 KPNW.
Burrito Amigos salutes the letter T. In English, T usually denotes the voiceless alveolar plosive, as in the words tap and tame, or taco, torta, and tostada, which really aren't English words, but if you're going to use examples, they should be delicious. And if they start with a T and they come from Burrito Amigos, well, they are. Now you can have your tortas, tacos, and tostadas with chicken, shredded beef, carne asada made with certified Black Angus, or adobada, an amazing, spicy, tasty grilled pork. And none of those selections have the letter T, but Carnitas does. So if you're a voiceless alveolar plosive purist, then you'll enjoy that in your Burrito Amigos torta, taco, and tostada. In case you're wondering, a torta is sort of a grilled sandwich made on torta bread. Tamales and taquitos are also delicious Burrito Amigos T words. So is tofu, which some people want in their burritos from Burrito Amigos. Burrito Amigos, they didn't invent the letter T, they just made examples using it more delicious. Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones, working their way through the alphabet, one tasty treat at a time.
I'm Jeremy. And I'm Chris with Home Comfort. When we say the one to call, the one means no matter what the problem. From security lighting, generator systems, panel changeouts, service upgrades, with technicians available 24/7. Or HVAC, from routine cleanings to breakdowns. Home Comfort's locally supported by Mitsubishi Electric, so their Mitsubishi Electric factory-trained technicians will ready your house for any season. Make one call to 541-345-2838.
Home Comfort, the one to call.
They say I'm a bad kid. A charity case. A troublemaker. Worthless. Just a stupid mistake. I don't think I'm a lost cause. I'm just a kid.
Youth Villages believes that no child is a lost cause. Not a single one. Because a stable, loving family can help any child succeed. And we have an 80% success rate overall that proves it. If you agree, find out how you can help at youthvillages.org.
It's the big happenings in the Valley and the state. This is the Wake Up Call on 1120 KPNW with Bill London.
Good morning. This look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones, featuring great breakfast burritos and fresh brewed locally roasted coffee for a tasty start to your morning. Here's what's going on. Eugene police say a driver in a stolen car allegedly rolled and crashed it into another vehicle in Eugene. They were called to the rollover crash off River Road in Oakley Lane. Officers said the at-fault driver was traveling southbound on River Road in what turned out to be an unreported stolen 2010 Toyota Camry. Investigators say the driver crossed over the center line and drove across both northbound lanes of traffic, struck a tree, ricocheted into a northbound vehicle, and then went completely airborne in an end-over-end crash. The driver was able to climb out of the car, but he was soon transported by Eugene Fire for treatment at Riverbend. The northbound driver was fortunately uninjured. Police also reported stolen property in the car. The investigation is ongoing. Officials say construction on Eugene's second tiny house community for low-income residents could start as soon as this summer. Documents filed by the city's planning department show that the nonprofit Square One Villages is looking to build the 22-dwelling community on a 1-acre lot. The group's executive director, Dan Bryant, says construction will likely start sometime between July and September. He says the start date will depend on whether the nonprofit can raise the remaining $50,000 it needs to fully develop the community. Plans for the project include homes that are between 160 and 288 square feet, as well as a garden and office and parking space. Eugene's first tiny house community includes 29 little units spread across 2.6 acres of land. Some Oregon voters will get a pair of ballots. That's right, two ballots. But Brad Ford says they can't vote twice.
If you changed your party affiliation in the last 2 weeks, you'll receive 2 ballots because your original ballot was already in the process of being mailed.
Anyone who changes party close to the deadline is going to end up in this situation.
Tim Scott with Multnomah County Elections says you should only vote the one ballot that has candidates from the new party you selected.
Wait till the second ballot comes and vote that one.
Each ballot is specially coded, so if you vote both, only the second will count. And if you only vote the first ballot, which has your old party affiliation, only nonpartisan positions and measures will be counted. Brad Ford, KPNW.
We're just a couple of weeks away from the Oregon primary, and a new poll shows Donald Trump has a big lead on both of his challengers. A new poll from Hoffman Research Group found that Trump has the backing of 43% of Oregon Republicans. Texas Senator Ted Cruz scored 26% support in the survey. Ohio Governor John Kasich, 17%. A loose Stop Trump arrangement between Cruz and Kasich campaigns gave Kasich the opportunity to face Trump more or less one-on-one in Oregon, but the Ohio governor stumbled into the state. He missed the deadline to appear in the state's voters' guide, making it appear anyone flipping through the pamphlet that it would be a Trump versus Cruz contest, which in all actuality it really is. The Oregon Liquor Control Commission has approved the first round of licenses for recreational marijuana. It's the first big step forward in the process of licensing everyone involved in the process.
Working together, the state is poised for a complete and coordinated implementation effort.
OLCC Executive Director Steve Marks says all the parts of the process, from growing to sales, need to be controlled.
We intend to create a recreational marijuana system that is strong, safe, and resilient.
8 licenses for growers were approved. The commission will meet weekly to consider more of the 900 applications from growers to manufacturers to retail stores. They'll issue around 850 licenses this year. Ryan and Ammon Bundy are back in custody in Portland after an arraignment in Nevada. A small group showed up outside the Multnomah County Jail to show support for the brothers, including their wives, who say they got to speak with their husbands for the very first time. Ammon's wife, Lisa Bundy, says for the first time she was allowed to see her husband through the plexiglass. And up until that moment this weekend, there'd been no contact. Ammon and Ryan led the takeover of the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge earlier this year. They traveled to Nevada to face charges over an armed standoff at their father's ranch 2 years ago. The Oregon Department of Environmental Quality is launching a major effort, that is to say, to inspect the air quality at businesses around the state. Brad Ford has more on that story.
As part of Oregon Governor Kate Brown's Cleaner Air Oregon initiative, the DEQ will start inspecting the air quality of around 100 businesses that emit air pollution. That's a third of the 316 businesses statewide that the DEQ monitors. They'll prioritize businesses based on past testing results and their proximity to residential areas. This all stems from the heavy metal pollution that was found coming from 2 Portland glass manufacturing businesses that were not part of the DEQ's air quality testing. Brad Ford, KPNW.
A Benton County commissioner who was cited for driving under the influence says she will not step down from her office or drop her bid for re-election. Annabelle Yaramillo's attorneys said that the commissioner has no intention of resigning. Philomath Police Chief Ken Rubin says Yaramillo was stopped Tuesday after her vehicle hit a curb at an intersection and then proceeded to drive down the middle of the road. He says she submitted a field sobriety test and registered a blood alcohol level over the legal limit of 0.08% on the breath test. She was taken into custody without incident. She was cited and released. Yaramillo attended a private fundraising event earlier that evening at the home of Rich Carone, a local businessman who was holding a fundraiser for her and that of fellow Democratic Commissioner Jay Dixon, who was also running for re-election. Yamhill County DA District Attorney's, the Yamhill County District Attorney's Office has agreed to serve as special prosecutor in the case to avoid the perception of conflict of interest. Yaramillo is scheduled to appear in Benton County Circuit Court for arraignment on May 9th. Health officials in Coos County say suicide attempts and other mental health crises in kids are increasing, but the local hospital is struggling to meet the need. Bay Area Hospital had more than 100 child psychology consultations and 62 admissions in 2014, which is a sharp increase to the 27 consultations and 6 admissions over a one-year period in 2011. The hospital is not licensed to treat kids with severe mental illnesses. When children are suffering from mental health, they may go to the hospital, but staff can only isolate them for 4 hours until they can be transferred or discharged. The crisis has forced the hospital to reach out to other hospitals for help. School districts are now training teachers and community members in mental health first aid.
Well, every spring, harbor seals are born on secluded beaches along the Pacific coast, and the pups are born ready to swim. But they come on shore to rest and stay warm while mom goes out to forage for food. Although the pups yank at many people's heartstrings, Pete Persall with the Oregon Coast Aquarium warns people stay away from them.
It's perfectly normal for seal pups to be resting on beaches, even unattended. The pups are totally fine being out on the beach even for a couple of days at a time.
Persall says the presence of people can deter the moms from coming ashore to nurse them. Not to mention, it's also against the law to disturb them. So stay away from them. A hiker's been found dead in Alaska's Denali National Park and Preserve. Authorities believe he fell and suffered a fatal head injury. The National Park Service says a ground team found the body of 24-year-old Michael Purdy of Portland Sunday near the north end of the Savage River Loop Trail. The agency says in a release that clues indicate Purdy diverted from the Riverside Trail to explore higher terrain and slipped and fell and hit his head. Authorities believe the accident happened last Tuesday based on Purdy's cell phone activity and sightings of his vehicle. Crews began looking for him Saturday evening after his employer notified park rangers he'd missed work Friday and Saturday. The Park Service says Purdy's remains will be recovered by park helicopter, then transferred to the Alaska State Medical Examiner. And a Portland nonprofit is giving away something free: meth pipes. Brad Ford explains.
The People's Harm Reduction Alliance is based in Seattle and runs a similar program there. The Oregonian reports that meth users can come in for a snack, toothbrush, and a meth pipe. The reasoning is similar to needle exchange programs for heroin users. Sharing needles can lead to other diseases such as HIV or hepatitis C. Meth can be injected as well as smoked. Critics say the programs are untested, waste resources, and don't encourage users to quit and seek treatment. I'm Brad Ford, KPNW News.
This look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones. You're up to date from KPNW.
Wake Up Call Sports on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
It's after the spring football game for the Oregon Ducks, the finale for the 15 practices. First up, absolutely unbelievable that Farrell Brown played in it. The Austin faithful appreciated the fact.
I felt the love and all the excitement in the stadium with the fans. Once I got up and just heard, it might have been the loudest it was the whole day. So it was pretty cool.
Amazing for a gentleman who was facing the idea, possibly, of an amputation. Next up, we have a quarterback battle between transfer Dakota Prukop and redshirt freshman Travis Johnson. Prukop's mighty Oregon team bested the Johnson-led Webfoot team 21-20. It'll be very interesting come fall. As far as the defense concerned, under new coordinator Brady Hoke, Mark Helfrich explains it like this.
I really like just the urgency that we're playing with on that side. I think there's a freshness to opportunity.
Former Oregon QB Vernon Adams went undrafted over the weekend, but has been invited to the Seahawks rookie minicamp for a tryout. Seattle did sign ex-TCU QB Trevon Boykin. NBA, the playoffs, Portland Trailblazers have been here before. Down a game after one game on a trip to California. Golden State, without Steph Curry, takes it 118-106 in Oaktown over the Blazers. Miami Heat won their Game 7, as did the Toronto Raptors. To Oregon softball, the Ducks swept Arizona. On Sunday, pitcher Sheridan Hawkins recorded her 32nd career shutout and tied Jess Moore with her 100th career win, most in school history. By the way, if you want to take in some softball tomorrow, a doubleheader will happen at Jane Sanders against Utah Valley. Wake Up Call Sports brought to you by Max Muscle, where you get a free nutrition consultation from a certified nutrition always. On Franklin, across from Market of Choice, news time 8:23.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
On Monday night, 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy skies with a low around 50. We've got west-northwest winds up to 8 miles per hour, and then those winds die down after midnight. I'm Sarah Madison with your First Alert weather.
This winter, we received more rainfall than in the past 75 years. Severe weather can cause damage to your home's foundation. Ramjack can fix that. Get your free in-home evaluation at ramjackwest.com.
CCB 146906.
Is your body getting enough protein every day? Try Max Pro at Max Muscle. These protein shakes are packed with protein, very low carbs, and zero sugar. Chocolate malt, strawberry banana smoothie, blueberry, and more. Max Muscle. Try it before you buy it. Franklin Boulevard, across from the Market of Choice.
Tired of long wait times and high prices at your local boat repair shop? The Boat Dock LLC Marine Repair in Springfield has the fastest turnover. With state-of-the-art test equipment and on-site test tank, the jobs are done right the first time. From simple tune-ups and water pumps to complete repowers on all types of marine powerboats, the Boat Dock LLC is the shop to visit at 1252 30th Street in Springfield. A Better Business Bureau accredited business. Visit their website at eugeneboatrepair.com. That's eugeneboatrepair.com.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-400-1022. Strict limit of 1 per household.
I used to be plagued by potbelly and constant bloating. After taking New Biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. Think you might be bloated? See how much flatter New Biotics makes your belly. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-400-1022. That's 1-800-400-1022. 1-800-400-1022.
Keep District Attorney Patty Perlow fighting to protect you. District Attorney Patty Perlow is fair and honest. Before becoming District Attorney, Patty Perlow's tenacity put in prison a former law enforcement deputy who had raped his teenage daughter. As District Attorney, Patty Perlow fights crime and saves taxpayers' money by winning grants to safeguard U of O students, to enforce child support decisions, and to protect victims and witnesses. That's why District Attorney Patty Perlow has won support across the political spectrum, including the Safety and Justice Action Fund, the Lane County Peace Officers Association, the Eugene Police Employees Association, and Sheriff Byron Trapp.
I'm Lane County Sheriff Byron Trapp. I need Patty Perlow in the District Attorney's Office to continue her important work for our community and law enforcement.
Paid for by Keep District Attorney Patty Perlow Committee.
Holloway in London and the Wake Up Call. News Radio 1120 KPNW.
826 News Radio 1120 KPNW. I think we could do this every Monday or at least on a weekly basis. And I know many of our listeners would love it. Every time we're visited with heroes from the Honor Flight crew and Mr. Punjarkar, it makes for, it's riveting radio. Well, we have our local veterans coming in to either talk about what they did or, in this case, talk about what's going to happen. And this might be the first time, Mike, is this the first time that we've had both of our heroes be from the Korean War?
Yes, this will be our first broadcast where both veterans are Korean War veterans. And it really fits into the transition we're going through in the Honor Flight program within our hub right now of going from World War II. We still take World War II as a priority, and this May 12th to the 15th Honor Flight, which these two gentlemen will be on, right now, the number I got yesterday was 19 World War II veterans and 21 Korean War veterans.
So close to 50-50.
Close to 50-50.
Okay. All right. And we haven't booked up the next one. So if anybody out there has a question or knows somebody that would want to be on one of these flights, this would be a great time to inquire, yeah?
Yes, and they can go to our website, www.swvhonorflight.org, and they can get information about the October Honor Flight. And then, of course, we have an applications link and a donations link, and they can get information on both those subjects right on our website.
We drew straws, and we figured that we'd talk with Seth first. Seth is Seth Forkwer, who is from U.S. Army. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You talking about your responsibilities. You guarded the DMZ.
Yeah, it was a regimental INR platoon that patrolled the demilitarized zone. Had outposts that we kept an eye on what was going on the other side, and it was wasn't pretty boring. Nothing much happened. You just out there trying to see something.
Now, I would think in a situation like that, boring would be almost desirable. Was that how you felt? I know sometimes cops feel differently.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I was glad never had anything happen. It was a lot easier to do nothing than to
go out and get shot at.
And we was out there, the three of us at an outpost, and we had 21 rounds of ammunition with us, so we didn't want anything to happen because you didn't have anything to fight back with.
They only gave you 21 rounds of ammunition?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Why? What was the logic behind that?
That was a United Nations mandate. And just where the camp was, just a few miles south of there, you pack a rifle but no ammo in it.
You can talk about it now. It's kind of a joke. But how did you feel back then? I mean, what kind of conversations and dialogue did you have back then about that?
Oh, not too much, because we never had any need to have it. But after 10 months up there, and we went back about 50 miles, and the first night couldn't hardly sleep. There was a cat out someplace, and the guys on guard duty was shooting at it. And up where something might happen, you didn't have the ammo to do it with. They told us it was if you fired and didn't bring a body in, it was a general court-martial. So you didn't.
So did they bring the cat body in?
Back there, it didn't make any difference.
Oh, okay.
They was back away from there.
Okay.
Talk about your day-to-day, the people that you met over there. Is it something that, I mean, did you feel like from the natives? Did you feel like they were kind of on board for the most part? Were they?
Well, there was up there. There was no natives up there other than we have a few.
But as far as your travels, I mean, just
any place I've ever been, they all seem to be glad to have us there.
Support the cause, yeah.
And I guess they still probably do from the sounds of things. And,
you still keep in touch with anybody that?
I haven't. Lost contact with all of them.
Yeah.
Never thought you would. You made buddies that it was lifetime buddies. You never saw them again, but it's went our own ways.
Yeah. Let's bring in Bill Blanchard, also from the Korean War with the U.S. Navy. Bill, welcome to the show.
Pardon?
Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
What responsibilities did you have while you served?
When I was in the service?
Yeah.
Well, I was on the deck force and worked up to being boatswain mate.
Can you talk about what that entails?
The deck force was responsible for a lot of different things. Maintenance of the ship, anchoring, mooring.
What kind of ship were you on?
I was on a heavy cruiser, same length as the Missouri. We tied up alongside of it in Pearl. And we set up out of the water just as high. We had the same silhouette, except that we weren't as wide. And we had 8-inch guns. They had 16s.
Wow.
So the Mo was a big, wider ship. But we had just almost identical superstructures. We had the crane on the back for our
gear,
helicopters and stuff like that. We had the pretty good sized lifeboats, two of them, one on each side.
When Seth mentioned that they only had 21 bullets, the look on your face, that's why we were all laughing, was classic. Is that a classic kind of military thing?
I don't know, because I know in February of '52 we fired 9,000 rounds in 12 days.
Wow.
And there was 5,000 was 5-inch guns, and 4,000 was 8. So that was, we had periodic, they call it harassment fire every 3 minutes for periods of time that seemed like a long time.
That's a lot of rounds.
That's a lot of ammunition.
That's big ammunition, too.
Yeah, rolling, man. Those 5-inch guns were the worst. The 8-inch, when they went off, there was kind of a boom. But the 5s were a crack, and the concussion from those were just terrible. I was about 15 feet in front of one of them on a quad 40. And we had an ammunition box for our ammunition from the quad 40 with welded hinges on the lids. They were metal. And the 5-inch gun concussion busted those hinges loose on that metal box.
Wow.
It was hard to believe. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it.
And you're in front of it.
Yeah.
And he told me it did wonders for his hearing too.
I bet. They didn't have any hearing protection at that point, did they?
Not at all, except your hands. And sometimes you didn't get them over fast enough. The concussion was just awesome, especially if you were smoking. I mean,
what do you mean by that?
Especially if you were smoking.
You had a real fast, deep breath. I mean, boy.
Okay, now I understand what you're talking about.
But my ear, I accumulated a ringing in my ears from then on the rest of my life.
A little tinnitus.
Tinnitus, yes.
What was it? I mean, did you spend a lot of time at sea or just off the coast mostly?
Well, I went on the USS Rochester CH-10124 in 1951. I was in boot camp in December. I spent Christmas in boot camp, and I was on it for 4 years. That was my whole tour was on the Rochester heavy cruiser.
Did you enjoy your time at sea overall?
There was times that was okay, but it was...
times it was okay.
Yes.
That's not a ringing endorsement.
I had 3 tours during the Korean War. All of them were in the winter. 51, 52, and then 53 combined with 54. So, and winter cruises were just dynamite because we had as much as 6 inches of ice on our outdoor rigging, on our refueling equipment, and the spray from the ship would bring it up. We had ice floes in the LOC, and it was darn cold. We had wore face masks and stuff like that, but it just, man, I mean, you just were freezing practically to death of cold when you had gun watches and were on deck. And being in the deck force and being a bosun's mate, that's where I was all the time, was on deck, where I didn't have much duty indoors unless I was standing bridge watch or something like that.
Bill, you do that much time. I mean, you do that much time on the ocean. What's your feelings today? I mean, what's your feelings about the sea and boating and taking a cruise? I mean,
well, my feelings when I got out was I would like to carry an anchor as far as I could, and when people didn't know what it was, stay there. But they've changed, and in fact, I've even thought about taking a cruise to Alaska.
Oh, nice!
I've never been there.
I hear they're great.
You know, going across the ocean is it's just days and days of nothing, just water, and then when you're shelling a coastline all the time, it's different.
Seth, what about you? Did you have to be talked into taking an honor flight, or was it something that you heard about and you thought, I'm interested?
Well, with this hat I'm wearing, and I happened to be in Rite Aid 2 different days, and a couple of the quartermaster from the Junction City VFW and another guy asked me if I'd been on it, and I never thought of it, and another gentleman at Burger King, and so I had the daughter look it up and put in. I figured, well, that'll be it. I'll never hear nothing, and here it is.
Lo and behold, you're getting ready, days away.
It's never been.
Bill, what are you looking forward to the most? Taking your honor flight.
I really just odd about the whole thing. I don't know what I'm looking forward to the most. I think probably Arlington. I mean, because I've often thought about the eternal flame for Kennedy, and I'm just kind of awed by the whole thing. I don't really know how I'm going to feel.
That's fair.
I never thought about it before until it came up, and I just I didn't think I would ever. I've never been in Washington D.C. and I mean, there's so much there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of awesome for me.
Around the monuments and around, you know, the venues and where you go to see, amazing. But you got to be careful about those politicians out there, because that larger group of politicians, I think it does something to you. So you got to be careful.
That's one of the great things about the honor flight. We're not going as conservatives or Republicans or Democrats or I mean, we're going as Americans to honor our veterans.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep. Anything that you want to incorporate into the conversation, Mr. Punjukar?
Again, we're really excited about the honor flight. 10 days off. They'll gather in Portland on Thursday, May 12th. Fly cross country on the 13th. Tour the memorials on the on Saturday the 14th, and this group's a little different. We got some more time on Sunday before we return, so they'll be going. This will be the first group going to the Air and Space Museum at the Dulles Airport location, and then coming back Sunday evening. And I really encourage the public, try and if you can, make an evening of it. Come up to Portland, have dinner someplace, and then come to the airport, Portland Airport.
What time?
8:15 arrival on Alaskan Air from Reagan National Airport, and be part of the welcome home and greet these veterans as they come back from their honor flight.
Is this going to be kind of a new schedule for the honor flights?
No, we had been traveling Southwest. Unfortunately, I couldn't get decent price tickets when I lined up this trip, so we're going Alaska. And Alaska does carry honor flight people as well, but they've only got a late return. In October, Honor Flight and Southwest have reached another agreement. We've got 25 free passes for veterans for October, so that'll help lower our costs. And we will be flying Southwest in October, so we'll probably be coming back mid-afternoon, 2 o'clock, something like that. But that'll be in October. This week, or this trip, 8:15, May 15th. That's a Sunday evening. Come and join us.
Well, Mr. Farquhar, Mr. Blanchard, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for your service and your sacrifice, and have a great trip. Safe travels.
Well, thank you very much.
Of course, Seth Farquhar and Bill Blanchard from the Korean War getting ready for the honor flight 10 days away. swvhonorflight.org. 841.
The Bloomberg Market Report, sponsored by Pacific Continental Bank, serving your business and community in Eugene for over 40 years.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Stocks are making small gains. The Dow up 63, the Nasdaq up a fraction, and the S&P up 6. A weaker than expected manufacturing report is bolstering sentiment that the central bank will not change its go-slow approach to interest rates. With Wall Street reluctant to stage a strong rally after the S&P's worst week since February, have we seen the top of this market?
I tend to think not, because of how strong the market has been as of late. And it does seem that there are a lot of people that are not participating as much as they would like to.
Phil Silverman, managing partner at Kingsview Capital. What's in your morning oatmeal? Maybe pesticides. A lawsuit that has just received class action status claims Quaker Oats is not 100% natural because there are traces of a chemical used in an herbicide in some oatmeal. The suit does not accuse Quaker Oats of any intentional wrongdoing. I'm Adrienne Mitchell, Bloomberg.
Pacific Continental Bank is proud to call the Eugene-Springfield area home for more than 40 years. As your local banker, partner, and neighbor, we are committed to the health and sustainability of your business and our community. We know it takes more than a loan or deposit to help you succeed. It takes people who know you, your business, and your community. Who says we can't be more than a bank? Pacific Continental Bank, the right bank. Learn more at therightbank.com. Member FDIC.
Brad's Car Tunes in Springfield has arrived. The same great car, ATV, and marine audio hub in Eugene has come to Springfield. Brad's Car Tunes is the place to go for speakers, head units, subs, amplifiers, DVD players, and security systems. Professional custom installs on site. Brad's Car Tunes. 7th and Blair in Eugene and 38th and Main in Springfield. Stay tuned.
Jim Olson with Olson's Auto Glass.
I'm the third generation to run the business. Started in 1938 by my grandfather, E. Olson. What defines us, separates us, is I think the quality of our work. We strive for excellence in every car we do. We try to use the best quality products available. Cars, trucks, SUVs, all that sort of thing. We can do the glass in all of them. That's our main focus, is auto glass and safety of the vehicle. Our website is olsonsautoglass.com. Our address is 2041 West 7th Avenue. Phone number is 541-342-7773.
What is it about buying a mattress that leaves you feeling violated? Pushy salespeople, fake sales, the walk of shame out of the mattress store? Those days are over. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, co-founder of Helix Sleep, where you can buy a mattress online, customized for you, for hundreds of dollars instead of thousands. Go to helixsleep.com, answer a few simple questions, and we build you the most comfortable mattress you'll ever sleep on. Shipping is free, and you have 100 nights to try it out. Go to helixsleep.com/go and get $50 off your order. That's helixsleep.com/go.
Guys, when you buy your clothes at DXL, you look good. But you feel like a rock star. So if you want to look and feel like a... You'll find all the brands you love, waist size 38 and up, all in one awesome store. DXL, you're looking good. Right now, Harbor Bay tees are just $19.99 each when you buy 2 or more.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
On Tuesday, we can expect 30% chance of showers with thunderstorms also possible after 2 in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies with a high near 71. And we have west winds at 7 miles per hour. I'm Sarah Madison with your First Alert weather.
This is your wake-up call.
Bring it down a couple of notches, because you're a little too happy.
Holloway and London on News Radio 1120. KPNW.
.845 News Radio 1120 KPNW. Kind of dovetailing our last conversation into the next conversation. Returning veterans, the Returning Vets Project. We've got the Associate Director, Michelle Matthews, and the Outreach Coordinator, Casey Curry, on to talk about it, and maybe something where how you can get involved or get people that should be involved with the project. Michelle, Casey, welcome, and thank you so much, both of you, for your service and what you're doing today. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing.
Well, thanks for having us. We really appreciate it.
Michelle, why don't you kind of pick up the definition aspect of, for people that aren't familiar,
right,
with the group.
Well,
what are you doing?
The Returning Veterans Project was started 11 years ago by a group of therapists in the Portland area who realized the need for mental health treatment for those who were returning from post 9/11 conflicts overseas. And what we essentially do now, we have expanded the mission for not only mental health counseling, but also somatic services like massage therapy, chiropractic, acupuncture, naturopathy. And what we are is we are a conduit between local providers who want to give up one pro bono slot in their practice, and we list them on our database on our website, and it is open to any post 9/11 war zone veteran and family members, including children or partners, for those who need it. So it's a very simple service. We are currently all over Oregon and Southwest Washington. We are trying to expand into more of the rural areas, and particularly in Eugene.
I'm thinking, you being a Gulf War veteran, you might have seen firsthand and felt a little bit of the challenges that veterans face and some of the shortcomings that they're dealing with firsthand. When you look at why something like RVP has to be put into place, what is it for the people that don't know? What is the status for just opportunities and options for help and assistance?
Right, right. Well, the first Gulf War was a much different conflict than the post 9/11 conflicts, and I'm sure Casey can speak to that further. I served during a time, and I served actually Aerovac in Germany, but when I got out, there wasn't a lot of programs supporting veterans, and when you get out, oftentimes you go to a community that maybe is far away from a VA facility, maybe a community that if it's not around a large military base, is not really familiar with military culture and what it's like to serve, particularly in combat, and you kind of feel like a fish out of water. And you're looking for some answers to what to do with your life. You're looking for that camaraderie that you had when you were serving. And I personally think, and I've always said that I think it's incumbent upon the communities to band together and welcome home their brothers and sisters who have taken that oath, who have taken that responsibility to go and do things other people aren't willing to do or maybe aren't able to do, and to kind of welcome them with open arms and give them any kind of support that they may need. And it's really exciting for me to be a part of a project like this because I'm able to do for other veterans what wasn't perhaps done for me, not out of malice, but just because it wasn't around. So to be able to kind of rectify those past deeds is really rewarding for me.
Casey, I'm sure it ranges as far as the attitude and the acceptance of taking help or taking support. What do you find in the Pacific Northwest the average veteran's outcome as far as what their acceptance and openness to take such help?
So I will tell you that as a veteran, as a combat veteran, I served a year in Afghanistan. When we come home, first let me tell you, Oregon is one of 6 states without an active duty post. And Oregon has deployed more National Guard soldiers per capita than any other state in the nation. So when we come home from combat, we come directly into a civilian world. We don't get to stay on a base where we have other brothers and sisters and resources readily available. So I will tell you that when we come home, our bodies hurt. We ache, our shoulders, our backs, our knees, hips, feet, and we're all about getting somatic services. We'll go see a chiropractor, an acupuncture, massage therapist, physical therapy, naturopath. We don't necessarily talk about the mental help we need. It took me a long time, and I put my family through some tough times before I sought out the help I need. So I think we're starting to see a stigma change where it used to be if you were a soldier and you said, I need to talk to somebody, I have things going on, I need to talk to somebody, the stigma was, oh, you're not fit to serve, you can't get that promotion, now we have to kick you out, and that is now starting to change. And I think the biggest thing is letting those veterans know, or those soldiers that are still currently serving, that you know what, it is okay to ask for help. And sometimes it's not because of what we saw or what we did, but if we're no longer serving, sometimes it's we don't know what we want to do now. We're no longer wearing that uniform. We're no longer told what to do each day or what to wear each day or where we're going to eat. Now there's a lot of decisions that we need to make on our own, and sometimes that transition can be really, really difficult. So I think that it is a time where, as Michelle was saying, we believe at Returning Veterans Project that it is the community as a whole, our community as a city, county, and as a state. It's time for us to wrap our arms around these veterans, these men and women that are coming home, these men and women that have deployed anywhere from 1 to 8 times during these 2 wars. It's time for us to put our arms around them and say, you know what, we're here for you, and it's okay. Because, you know what, everybody needs a little help every now and then. And I think when we're starting to see that change, we've got commanders and executive officers and senior enlisted people now that are letting their soldiers know, you need help, we're going to help you find it. Because for one, we want to keep you. if you're still serving. So I think we're starting to see a little bit of a change, but getting that information out to the soldiers sometimes can be difficult for letting them know what the resources are that are available. When I first came home, I knew there were resources, just didn't know exactly where to go to find them. Where do I find them? Where are these resources? What are the things that I need? Now, I use, even though I work for Returning Veterans Project, I also use the services. And by using those services, it allows me to travel the state, to talk to other providers, and to talk to veterans and their families about our program and about what we can offer them, and to talk to practitioners about this is what we go through, and these are the needs that we're seeing when we come home.
Michelle and Casey on with the Returning Vets Project on the Wake Up Call. Michelle, Casey, we need some help. If people are listening in Eugene, Springfield, and they can do what do they need to do? What are you looking for?
Well,
go ahead, Michelle.
Essentially what we're looking for is a multitude of things. First is providers. We do have a veteran community down there. And Casey can talk more about our partnership with the University of Oregon. But, we need providers. We need mental health providers, chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists who are wanting to, build a relationship with the veteran community and donate 1 hour pro bono time slot in their practice to a returning veteran or their family member. And as I said before, rural veterans are a big part of the landscape here in Oregon. I think, I don't know, Casey probably has a number on this, but the majority are in the rural areas. And the issue is, as I said before, they're a long way from care. So it's really important for us to reach out to these rural communities that are outside the Portland metro area and say, hey, can you step up and help a veteran or their family member? I think that's number one. And what else do you have to say to that, Casey?
So I will tell you that for the state, I'm going to give you a little bit of stats. For the state of Oregon, and we are a very small state, we have over 332,000 veterans as a whole. Lane County has, 30,000 plus veterans, and they have over 1,200 post 9/11 war zone veterans. And more, Oregon Department of Veterans Affairs released last year that sometime in the next 5 years, 30,000 soldiers are going to leave the military and come back to the state of Oregon. And I would say at least half of those are going to go to the rural areas. We have our rural area population is quite large. So, the numbers are really big. We currently have 2 mental health providers and 1 naturopathic doctor and 1 massage therapist for all of Lane County for those 1,200 soldiers. Okay. And the need down there is really, really strong. We really need more somatics and mental health down there. We currently have a program at the University of Oregon with one of our massage therapists where once a week she goes in and veteran students get to receive a special chair massage that she developed to help release stress and help release tension.
We're out of time.
We're running out of time, ladies. We want to get a website in there so people can know where to go.
Okay. Sure. For more information or to get involved, you can go to returningveterans.org. Just remember that our services are free and confidential. If you're a provider, just go to that website, find for provider link, and it'll...
Michelle Matthews, Casey Curry. Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you both.
Hi, Jerry, Shop Talk.
Hey, in your tool department, why does Jerry's carry so many brands of cordless tools?
Good question. Let's drill down.
Okay.
It's all about selection. We carry a huge range of cordless tools in both do-it-yourself and professional grade.
Cool.
So you can carry just what you need at guaranteed low prices.
Well, that hits the right chord with me.
Great.
I need a cordless hammer.
Okay. Well, we have cordless nails here, too.
I got plenty of those.
Built for business. Waiting. No one enjoys it. With Comcast Business, you can do less of it. Because Comcast Business Internet is up to 5 times faster than DSL from the phone company, which means less waiting for things like security backups and file downloads. Plus, it's a better value when you select the fastest plan. So do what nearly 1,000 businesses do every day and choose Comcast Business. Unless you'd prefer to wait. Switch to Comcast Business Internet. Then add one voice line and TV for just $34.90 a month for 2 years. And ask about their low price guarantee. Call 800-501-6000 or visit ComcastBusiness.com. That's 800-501-6000. Comcast Business. Built for business.
Offer ends 5/31/16. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees, including broadcast TV fee extra. Compares Comcast 100 megabits per second and 20 megabits per second DSL downloads.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 100 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as you would on campus, from wherever you are, on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, call 1-800-400-1942. Learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates, and why 90% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU online degrees, call 1-800-400-1942. That's 1-800-400-1942.
We report, you decide. This is News Radio 1120 KPNW, Eugene, Springfield, USA.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lisa Brady. On the eve of what could be a make-or-break primary, Ted Cruz says Indiana has a simple choice.
Supporting a campaign that is based on yelling and screaming and cursing and insults versus unifying behind a campaign that is a positive, optimistic, forward-looking, conservative campaign.
But he's predicting a close one as he tries to stop Donald Trump from hitting the magic number of delegates before the GOP convention. Also hoping for a contested convention.
We have now won 17 states' primaries and caucuses.
Bernie Sanders vowing to fight for every last vote.
And if you can help us bring out a large voter turnout tomorrow, Indiana will be the 18th victory.
Telling a rally in Evansville moments ago he has the best chance to beat the Republican nominee in November. Hillary Clinton continuing a swing through coal country, stumping today in Kentucky and West Virginia. Republicans in Virginia now plan to sue over the governor's decision to let thousands of convicted felons vote. Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland live in D.C.
Lisa, Democratic Governor Terry McAuliffe, a known friend of presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, announced recently that voting rights are being restored to more than 200,000 convicted felons in time to vote in the election this fall. The governor's executive order also allows them to run for public office and serve on a jury. Republican lawmakers have hired an attorney and plan to argue Governor McAuliffe overstepped his authority in what they call a clear political ploy designed to help Clinton win Virginia should she become the Democratic nominee. Lisa.
Thanks, Rachel. A suspected terror plot against a Jewish center foiled in Florida. 40-year-old James Medina charged with attempted use of a weapon of mass destruction due in court this afternoon. Federal prosecutors say they'll release more information after that. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Mother's Day is this week, and Pro Flowers is offering an amazing special. 100 stunning blooms for mom, plus a free glass vase for $19.99. Go to proflowers.com. Click on the blue microphone in the upper right corner and enter the secret code 1818. But hurry, this incredible deal expires this Friday. With fresh flowers, guaranteed delivery, and add-ons to complete your gift, Pro Flowers has everything you need to be a gifting expert on Mother's Day. Order now from Pro Flowers to get huge savings. You pick the delivery date and it's guaranteed. 100 colorful blooms sent fresh from the fields and guaranteed to stay fresh and beautiful for at least 7 days for $19.99 and will include a free glass vase. Hurry, Mother's Day is this week, and this incredible special expires this Friday. The only way to get this amazing deal is to go to proflowers.com. Click on the blue microphone in the upper right corner and enter the secret code 1818. That's proflowers.com. Secret code 1818.
Shipping charges not included. Satisfaction.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Deb Carson.
Well, it's a three-man playoff in New Orleans as the Zurich Classic
finally reaches the end of regulation. They wanted to wrap it up on Sunday, but Mother Nature did not cooperate. In fact, thunderstorms are looming as we speak. But Byung-Hung An, Jamie Lovemark, and Brian Stewart all finished regulation at 15 under par, so they are going to play the 18th as a playoff hole. Speaking of playoffs, the NBA first round wrapped up last night for the Raptors and Indiana, an 89-84 win for Toronto. They win their first playoff series since 2001. They'll advance to face the Heat in the conference semifinals. Miami won Game 7 Sunday at home, 106-73 over Charlotte. Second round action, Golden State won the series opener, 118-106 over Portland. Klay Thompson led Golden State with 37. Draymond Green added a triple-double.
Teresa Carrier from Carrier RV Service in Eugene talks about pre-purchase inspections.
If you're looking to buy an RV, we always tell everybody to make sure that you have someone inspect it before you buy it. That's from a private party or a dealer. We save the consumer money by inspecting the RV before they buy it, because sometimes we'll advise them not to buy it.
Visit their website at carrierandsons.com or stop by.
99 and Airport Road, we're the second driveway on the right.
Carrier RV Service and Repair Center is all about satisfied customers.
The Wake Up Call is live on air and online from the Widmer Brothers studio Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9. Click on the Wake Up Call banner on KPNW.com and see and hear up-to-the-minute news as well as interviews and more. The Wake Up Call goes down easy, just like a Widmer ale.
Building or remodeling? Get qualified and reliable contractors, suppliers, and subcontractors through the Home Builders Association of Lane County. Visit hbalanecounty.org or call the Home Builders Association and get help from the experts.
Like a typical politician, Bud Pierce is running a negative, misleading campaign. The truth? Bud Pierce has donated nearly $100,000 to Democrats. Worse? According to news reports, Bud Pierce supports Obamacare. That's right, Bud Pierce supports Obamacare, meaning higher taxes, higher premiums, and the Cover Oregon debacle that wasted $300 million of our tax money. Bud Pierce, donating tens of thousands to Democrats, supporting Obamacare. Fortunately, we have a choice. Alan Alley. He's not part of the Salem crowd. He's the conservative reformer who will shake up Salem and stop the political insiders and special interests from wasting our tax dollars.
I'm Alan Alley. We need to pass term limits and cut wasteful spending. As governor, I'll stand up to the special interests and lobbyists. I'll make Salem accountable to you.
Alan Alley for governor. Less Salem, more Oregon. Paid for by friends of Alan Alley.
It's 9:06 and time for Rush. Rush Limbaugh on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
Yeah, just a few. Just a very, very few words about the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and then we'll get on the Indiana primary and the Republican and Democrat presidential campaigns. Great to have you here, folks. Another week. Busy broadcast excellence right here. And the Limbaugh Institute for Advanced Conservative Studies. As always, the telephone number is 800-282-2882. The email address, lrushbo@eibnet.com. Now, did you see where at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, Obama thanked, while telling them what a job they have, they've got to speak truth to power, not his words, but he says, you got to keep us honest up here. You people in the press, you have to work really, really hard to keep us honest. Some such self-serving diatribe. And then he thanked the press for working side by side with him. Actually, the full quote was, "It has been an honor and a privilege to work side by side with you to strengthen our democracy." I think the teleprompter said strengthen our Democratic Party, but he caught himself there and actually changed to help our Democrat Party to strengthen our democracy. But did you see the Politico ran a story last week, and I missed it. Ashamed to admit this. It's not any big surprise. Well, no. It's a surprise. I missed it, but it's not a surprise what the story says. Washington Free Beacon discovered, and the Politico published a little poll that the Politico took on reporters last week. And just a minor little detail here. Not a single member of the 72 reporters in the White House press corps is a Republican. Not a single one, not even from so-called conservative or Republican sites. Not a single. 72 reporters in the White House press corps, and according to a poll of them, not a one of them in the White House press corps is a Republican. Now, clearly, folks, that's not an accident. I mean, the law of averages says that there'd be one or two that would skate by, that would sneak in there somehow. But for all 72, and the proper way to say it is not a single Republican. It's more powerful to say not a single Republican in all 72 than to say all 72 are Democrats, because that probably wouldn't surprise people as much as when you pointed out the other way. But what are the odds of something like that? I mean, that cannot be an accident. I mean, they don't even want to risk any words of dissent coming from the White House propaganda. It's why I've called it the state-controlled media since the first day of this regime. Now to Larry Wilmore. I have to tell you something here, folks. Forget the jokes. It's the way that this guy closed out his gig at the White House press corps. He said something that nobody else can quote. He said something. If I tried to say what he said, even if I let everybody know I was quoting it, I get in heap big doo-doo. You know it as well as I do. Don't sit there and tell me I wouldn't. You just... no, I'm not going to play it. That's the whole point. I'm not going to play it. I couldn't say it, and I'm not going to play it. The office of the presidency, I've been concerned about this since, actually back during the Bush years, but more focused here with Obama, the occupant. The office of the presidency has been devalued now to the point of moral, ethical, and legal bankruptcy, and it was just epitomized by the way a comedian with a tiny, tiny audience addressed the President of the United States, and the President, smiling, laughingly accepted it, saying something that nobody else can say, saying something that I couldn't say, nobody else in polite society or anywhere else in the media could say it without all hell raining down on them. And in some cases, there would be serious efforts to have whoever said it, even if quoting it, removed from his position in broadcasting. Yo, Barry, you did it. You my slang N-word. And there's Obama laughing. And people say, well, Obama's got to do that. That's a classy move for Obama to make. Stop and think about this for a second. Stop and think. We're told certain people can use the word, but we are also told that it's never really acceptable and it shouldn't happen, and there shouldn't be people who can get away with it because of who they are and what their socioeconomic backgrounds are. And of course, that's not true. There are different rules for different people, and the bigger the minority or the greater the perceived victim status, the more leeway people have in behaving in uncivilized or reprobate ways, which is kind of odd, but nevertheless, the way it is. Now, the reason why this is such a big deal to me is I want to go back to 2008 and remind you that a lot of people who were not Democrats and who were not African American voted nevertheless for Barack Obama. And they didn't do it for policy-specific reasons. They didn't do it even really for political reasons when you get right down to it. I'm sure you know people, I do, white people, Democrats and Republicans, who voted for Obama hoping that they're doing so and announcing publicly that they've done so, i.e., first African-American presidential candidate, white people in droves voting for him. Those people that did so happily told everybody they did. And they did, hoping that their statement and action would end the racial strife. That might have been a little bit delusional, but there still was that hope. There was that desire. It's still a desire that is held by many. The racial strife in this country is getting worse. And a lot of people want it to get better. A lot of people want it to end. Sadly, some people don't. But I'm not talking about them right now. The people that do want it to end, you realize, in addition, and I'm probably on a little bit of a plank saying what I'm going to say next here, so those of you at Media Matters, turn up your volume. Those of you at NBC, ABC, CBS, turn up your volume a little bit. Make sure you get this on the first pass. Some of the white people that voted Barack Hussein Obama in 2008 did so because they hoped that their statement and their action would indicate, would tell everybody in America that they have no racial problems, that they are not racist, they do not oppose a man running for president because he's black. They were desperate for that message to be heard because they wanted it to have meaning. They wanted, however millions of them there are, their vote was an expression of hope and desire that we could get past the racial divisions which are literally tearing the culture apart. Not just the racial divisions, but they are a component. And there are also, as I've had them tell me this, there are also some people, white people that voted for Obama, hoping that his election would serve as an inspiration to minorities all over the country to do better, to seek better things, to, I don't know what would, but, and they were hoping that the election of Barack Obama would improve things, the life circumstances of African Americans and other minorities. And that's why they did it. They didn't do it because they're liberal Democrats. They didn't do it because they hate Republicans. They did it almost on social grounds. So much desire to end the racial strife, that there was so much hope in the election of an African-American president to do a number of things. A, to inspire minorities all over the country to say of America, look, if we can do this, we have overcome practically every element of our past that you think negatively defines us. It was this big statement. And then the other component was this desire that the election of Obama would actually improve the life circumstances, the economic, the cultural, the life circumstances of African Americans and minorities, and not by expanding the welfare state, by, in fact, just the opposite. And there is distress all over this country that has not. In fact, not only has it not happened, it's gotten worse. You cannot go to even Obama's hometown of Chicago and conclude anything other than it has gotten worse in the last 7.5 years. I'm not even assigning the blame to Obama. I'm just telling that you look at the timeline, his election president 7.5 years later, and look at the murder rate in Chicago. In Kansas City, they had a funeral for another 3-year-old kid shot, black kid shot, 3-year-old baby. Stuff doesn't even make the news. And you get the left wing protesting and rioting Donald Trump events and literally trying to stop him from getting into a convention in California and speaking, and there's no news about it. But remember, all of the news when the Tea Party supposedly was engaging in racism, and they were the most peaceful bunch of political activists you've ever seen, and yet they were accused constantly, daily, of riots and protests when they weren't doing, and it was all accused to be racially motivated. So not only has life's not improved for African Americans. Not one thing that so many people voted for Obama for, not one thing has actually come to pass. It's one of the big disappointments a lot of people have. And I think crossing the T and dotting the I is this Larry Wilmore wrap-up to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Yo, Barry, you did it. How's that advancing anything? I know there are going to be some of you saying, Rush, you need to lighten up. You're taking all this way, way too seriously. It's just a joke. It's just a comedy routine. No, folks, it's more than that. It's indicative that there isn't much respect for the office of the presidency. Remember, these guys in the media are Obama's buddies. These are his friends doing this. This, to me, was just a huge, huge hit on the integrity and the moral force and authority that has been lost by this White House. Now, I know it's a little late for this. I mean, look at Larry Wilmore not doing this would not change it. The moral authority of this White House long ago vanished. But this was just another indication here of how things have not gotten better in any of the ways people hoped. I mean, the economy for everybody's bad. Don't misunderstand. The economy, the job circumstance, the circumstances for everybody, day-to-day life. There's more and more misery, more and more unhappiness, more and more anxiety, more and more fear. But you look at the unemployment rate in the African-American community, you look at the unemployment rate in African-American teenagers, you look at the murder rate, African-Americans, the black-on-black crime, you look at that, and there's nobody that anywhere that can statistically or any other way tell you that things have gotten better. And I'm just wanting to remind you why so many people voted for Obama, hoping that his election would mean so much. It would be so momentous. It would serve such a great purpose. And there has been this realization that we haven't even gotten close. Now, of course, there are reasons for it. Obama never intended any of that. That's not what Obama viewed his election to be president. I mean, can anybody actually look at the plight of minorities in America and say that we have either a president or Democrat Party actually focused on them? But the best you can do is say, well, at least they're trying. At least they have good intentions. You Republicans just don't care. It always amazes me how good intentions, failure after failure after failure, designed failure after design failure after design failure, somehow can be forgotten or erased simply by assuming, well, at least they tried. I mean, here's Obama refusing to denounce, and I don't know how many in the press corps have either. I don't know. There may be some that have. Yeah, Juan Williams did. Juan Williams got this right. I don't know about too many others. But Obama didn't denounce this. He smiled and accepted it and even applauded it. Just please, can we spare me this talk that Trump doesn't have the integrity to be president after watching what happened at the White House Correspondents' Dinner? Anybody want to tell me Ted Cruz poses a threat to the country if he's elected president? He doesn't have the integrity. He doesn't have this. He's too godlike. He's too sanctimonious. Trump is too whatever. Can we spare all that? Because, folks, there isn't the slightest chance that anything other than Obama is going to be an improvement. And we will be back.
The center of the radio universe. Rush on the EIB network.
Guy named Barry has been engaged as a listener here for years, but it was only when he came face-to-face with an IRS problem that he went searching for information about tax defense partners. He had to make a choice last year, right around April 15th. Does he pay his family bills, or does he pay what's due to the IRS? Well, now he's wondering how bad it's going to be when the IRS catches up with him. The answer is one authorization form and a consultation with Tax Defense Partners. They know how to obtain information on what the IRS has in their files about every taxpayer, including you. It's done in all the proper above-board ways with power of attorney permission, and it'll give you peace of mind. It may even give you a heads up on what's coming, if anything, from the IRS. Nobody navigates this stuff better than Tax Defense Partners, folks. Call them today, 800-730-7777. That's Tax Defense Partners at 800-730-7777. Mother's Day is this Sunday, and 1-800-Flowers.com has the right arrangement of roses for you to send. Now, this is the time to celebrate all the special women in your life for everything that they do. And trust me, sending moms a beautiful bouquet of roses from 1-800-Flowers is a perfect way to show them how much you care. 1-800-Flowers.com has created a special offer today only. Order 12 beautiful sorbet roses and then get 6 more, plus a free glass vase for only $29.99. That's 40% off the regular price. These are vibrant pink, orange, and lavender roses that'll make every mom feel appreciated. But the offer is only available today while supplies last. So, order now. Just go to 1-800-Flowers.com from your desktop or your mobile device and click on the radio microphone in the upper right-hand corner and enter RUSH. That's the offer code. That's the magic. 1-800-Flowers.com and enter RUSH.
How would you like to make up to $20,000 a month flipping houses with no risk? Hi, my name is Nick Vertucci, and over the last 2 years, my elite team of house flippers have flipped over 800 properties by using my 3-step flipping system that guarantees quick profits. And this year, we plan to double it.